Disclaimer, everything discussed in this stream is alleged. Everything is based on our opinions. Please do your own research.
What's up, Holly?
Not much. How about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was fucking terrible, but it was terrible. I'm disappointed. We went to the keg. Thinking it would be nice dinner. It was like this processed turkey roll, and it was chunky. Oh, I couldn't eat it. I tried to be not
like fake lab meat.
No, it did. It was all multicolored. It was fucking gross. Excuse my language. So I just whatever. Next year, make the turkey myself, I guess. But you know what was nice, Holly? I got to tell you real quick. I know people in the chat are like, "Get to it, ladies." No, I want to say driving to the keg was amazing because of your amazing husband.
Mm-hmm.
He fixed my power steering and put air in my tires. Apparently, they were dangerous.
Oh my god. Okay, audience. I want you to put in the chat what you think Rocky's tires were at.
Like the PSI, right?
PSI.
Well, it was pretty high. No, it wasn't. It was ridiculous. I just gave up once the power steering was gone. I'm like, I can't deal with anything.
Well, and the funniest part is that actually made it harder to steer. Okay, so we got a 0. No, it wasn't quite that low, but close.
It was
14,
fine.
23.
Oh, we got you were really quick. It was not 16.
So Conrad Saratoga, you're the winner with the closest. The one tire that was at the highest pressure was at 15 PSI. All 3 others were at 10. And my husband tore a strip off of you.
Well, I didn't feel like I thought it was quite funny. I didn't realize. I still, to be honest with you, don't really exactly understand what the big deal was. But I'm glad that they're fixed now, so it's fine.
Yep. So they're all aired up. She's got steering. Everything was good. So that was our weekend. So we had a very productive weekend.
Plus, I've been on the phone with this 10 out of 10 supermodel all weekend. Well, actually, for 2 weeks. I have to be honest with everybody. We've been talking for about 2 weeks.
So we'll say hello to bunch of laws 60. Hooray for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Justin Falzon 6854 says that they're just going to shut up the whole time and watch. No, you can talk. This will be good. Good evening, KJV Michael, as usual. Kat is here with the popcorn. Joanne 57 says good evening. Orgoth 884 says get to it. And Doom 7829 says, I hope this isn't fake news.
There's nothing fake about it. We don't have time to fucking create fake shit.
No,
we're
not
real.
Enough.
This is real. This is JF. He's fucked over another woman, and she just happened to know that we are very eager for information. And she did what any good scorned lover would do, and she reached out to us. And then for the past 2 weeks, I have spent talking with her on text and on the phone and through email. I verified her. She's 100% legit. We've got pictures to prove it. So without further ado, Holly, I think I should just bring the 10 out of 10 back on. I do want to quickly warn everybody. There obviously is some things that we're not going to talk about. We're not going to use kids' names, and we're not going to use the 10 out of 10's name or her picture just because, I don't know. She's beautiful, by the way. He wasn't lying. She is beautiful. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to use her picture just to give her a little bit of privacy. But without further ado, this is AI.
Yeah, we're that smart.
Yeah, that's what we did all weekend while they were fixing my car.
We were programming an AI bot.
All right. And Holly is going to answer. She's going to save all your guys' good questions for the end. So that 10 out of 10 can answer the questions at the end. Okay. All right. Let us bring her in. Okay. Can you get great? Hello, 10 out of 10. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming on. I'm not sure if people can see. That is a picture of you with JF.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see his breasts in that picture. If you got a screen that you can zoom in, you should have a little look. There's quite a few pictures we've got. Thank you so much for coming on.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me. I was an Alberta housewife.
You were.
for a few months. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're honorary on the stream.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. You can be an Alberta housewife. I'm not married, so you can still be an Alberta housewife, even though you're back in the States. So you and I went over some questions, and we're just going to jump right into it, just so we can, because we have so much to cover.
Yep.
So you're the mystery woman that's been identified as the 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have that title?
Embarrassing.
Is that why? Truly, I'm just curious. Is that why you preferred not to show your face today?
Well, yeah, because like he set me up. Like when you tell people, "Oh, my girlfriend's a 10 out of 10," if I go on there, they'll be like,
Isn't
"Oh,
that
no,"
sad?
it.
Yeah,
Like,
people will, because people are dicks, but it's okay.
yeah,
Don't worry. I get criticized every fucking stream.
Yeah.
There's usually somebody, and that's usually it's somebody that's usually, I assume that they're with JF talking about how fat I am. Like no matter where you go though, I did think that was why, and I think that's so shitty. So that's okay. You don't have to show your face, but you can when you're ready. And you are beautiful, so don't worry about it.
Thanks.
And also, I just want to pat us on the back, first of all, Holly, us detective ladies, because we were right in our information we got from the homeowner. The pregnancy tests that were in the garbage were 10 out of 10s. So 10 out of 10, congratulations. You have a baby.
Yes.
How old is your baby?
He's about a month old.
Oh my God, he's so cute too. The pictures, he is actually adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
He
you.
mostly looks like you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So JF is obviously the father.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
Well, I've heard he's a fucking amazing dad.
Oh.
I'm being very sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, when he talks about family values, think Manson family.
Yeah, I will. I believe you. Is this your only child that you have? The one?
Yes.
JF? Okay. So JF is the one who started this he publicized your breakup. He mentioned that you kidnapped the baby and all this stuff. Do you want to tell everybody how that happened, and then we'll go back to how you met him after we talk about your breakup. So how we got here.
So how the breakup happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So while I was with JF, I noticed like I loved him. I still have very strong feelings for him. I'm emotionally, it's hard to just like when you're in love with someone, you don't just overnight stop loving them.
Right. No, of course.
And
not.
I still like part of me is like, oh, I hope he changes and all, but I know logically he's not going to. But so after I gave birth, I had been holding a lot of things in while I was pregnant because like when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to stress out and argue. And so just, I put on a happy face and held a lot of stuff in. And after I was pregnant, I didn't put his name on the birth certificate, and I didn't realize he would react like he did. But he went totally ballistic. And
was he there in the room with you or something?
Oh no. I left Canada a week after I found out I was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry.
I've been
I
in
just
the
wanted
US.
to make sure.
I've been in the US for my entire pregnancy because I didn't want to have it in that environment. It was very stressful.
Good job. Good for you for taking care of you first.
Good for you.
So you had the baby, you didn't put his name on, and he's texting you, I guess, while you're in the hospital?
Well, it was after I got out of the hospital. I got home, and one night, I think in the middle of the night, he texted me and he was like, "Did you put my name on the birth certificate?" And I was like, "Well, no, and I didn't want to, that's when all hell broke loose.
Right.
How did he react?
He became very emotional and crying and stuff, and I felt bad. I didn't want to be in that situation. I wanted his name to be on the birth certificate, but the reason I couldn't bring myself to put it on was because he has mental health problems.
Right. Well, yeah. And I mean, as we carry on, you need to.
Yeah, and I don't trust him with kids.
Weird. It's weird that you don't trust him with kids.
I
mean, honestly, I'm seeing a pattern here on the internet. No, I think that's great. So that's awful. So Now you were sick too after you had your baby, weren't you?
Yeah, I had postpartum preeclampsia and I had to be
Oh.
hospitalized for it.
What is that? Just for some of the people who are watching, what is
It's
preeclampsia?
like a condition that arises when you're pregnant or after you are. Your blood pressure goes up. Mine was going up to over 183.
Oh my
My
God.
feet were swollen. Yeah, it just depends on the person what symptoms you have, but it is very dangerous and it's a very serious thing.
So at least tell me this while you're dealing with the postpartum preeclampsia. He's at least being supportive then. He's not bombarding you or upsetting you then, right?
No.
Oh,
He
he's not the
was
class act that I thought he might be for 5 seconds. How did he handle that? What was he up to?
So, he was upsetting me, just arguing about the name on the birth certificate. And I was like, look, I really don't feel like arguing about this right now. I need to focus on getting better. And the nurses that were coming in my hospital room noticed, they're like, every time you're talking to your boyfriend, your blood pressure is going up.
Oh my God.
And I was like begging him. I was even video chatting with him. I was crying and I was like, please stop. Just, be nice to me. I was begging him, be nice to me. I can't handle this right now. This isn't the time. And he's like, I'll be nice to you when you put my name on the birth certificate.
What a
Oh, really?
self-centered fucking asshole. Wow.
And he was also talking to other girls. And he
Really?
was like, I'll be faithful to you when you put my name on the birth certificate.
Oh, so he's making you insecure. He's trying to he's doing what he
Yeah.
did to Elora. Like, oh, there's going to be other women in the queue. Is that what he was
Right.
pulling? What a
Yes.
motherfucker. So you've just given birth to this child. You're sick, and it is like a very high risk sickness. You're all of this, and it's all about JF. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, and he admitted to me, he's like, one in particular, he's like, oh, I had to confide in another woman, and
Is that the
it's your
cringe
fault.
panda? Was that
Yeah,
and he sent
but
you
the thing is, she's not even a woman; she's a child.
No,
Yeah.
I did check. I
Yeah.
did deep check. She's
Uh-huh.
25.
Oh,
so
really?
She's technically not a child. She likes to
She likes to
portray herself,
cosplay as a child.
which is fucking weird.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking weird. But yeah, and it's also
Okay.
weird. It's weird that he would do that, and it's weird that he would send you those text messages. He's
Right.
cool.
And he was like, oh, she was calling him professor, and she was like, our
Oh,
babies would have my blue eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I looked her up. Apparently she's supposed to be a conservative Christian, but I wasn't aware that it was a conservative value to try to be a home wrecker.
No. Well, it sounds like her and JF though might have been talking for a few years from what you had said before. But that's just okay, so that's just a shitbag thing to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, good for you though for sticking it to him and saying no, fuck you, absolutely not. Because a lot of women in that moment, they would have felt insecure and they would have maybe crumbled, and they would have maybe just done what he wanted and whatever, gone against their own will. So that's impressive though that you got through it and you said fuck you, make me.
Right, and it made me dig my heels even. Dig my heels in even more, because I was like, do you think that you're helping your cause any? Why would I put your name on the birth certificate when I know if I kick off that you're going to move in one of these crazy women and they're going to have access to my child?
Yeah, no. Fuck that. Nope. Well, I mean, as I'm glad it happened just because it means I really think it saved your ass a lot.
Yeah.
Besides that, I know that you have a very, very good relationship with your mom, who also lives with you in the States.
Yeah.
And I just want to say a shout out to your mom, because she is so good. She is baby that 10 out of 10 can come on and talk and tell her story. And her mom sounds like she's just been over the top supportive. And so you're so lucky that you have that support. And I think it's
Thank you.
Amazing. So, all right. So we've gotten to how you broke up, because that's quicker than getting to the rest. But people really do want to know, how did you first discover JF?
So I was reading a blog post by this guy called Vox Day. He's like a right wing
Okay.
commentator and stuff. And he just kind of briefly mentioned that JF's partner had disappeared, and he described JF as neurologically unique, and I thought that was kind of funny because I have autism and I would consider myself a little bit neurologically unique. And I just on a whim contacted JF, and we ended up talking, and he says he has autism too. I don't
Oh,
know,
he's
maybe
got a few
he's,
things. He's got like I don't know.
yeah,
He's like a
I
narcissistic psychopath.
yeah, I don't know what he is totally. But you know,
Do
he
you
just
remember when you started talking to him? Like, I'm
it
just trying to keep track for when she went away and everything.
October of 2023.
That's when you first started talking to him. Not when you first.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And she was
Yeah,
reported
and
missing in October 2023.
right. And it was before like a lot of news had come out, and it was before I think he'd really done interviews about it. And I just assumed she would
Right.
show up at that
Right.
point. Like,
Yeah. Well, what did he tell you about his in the early talks when you were just talking online, you
mhm.
hadn't come out? What did he tell you about Elora and the family situation?
He said like that she was crazy and like this hippie woman, and that she wanted to leave.
That's it was similar story to what he's continuously said.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see I don't even know how I wrote that one down. That one sounds dumb. What made you believe him over the stuff you're reading online? That one I'm curious about. Like, how did you read something from like a lot of people in a forum? Because I knew we'd have checked
Mhm.
some things out, and then he does his magic. Like, is
Right.
he just good?
Well, I would say I was kind of depressed at that point in my life and vulnerable, and I felt like I wanted to believe him.
Right.
I wanted to
See,
believe him, so I
that's what
did.
I think. I think a lot of people don't realize that is exactly what happens to us. We are
Yeah.
so good at brainwashing ourselves into thinking things
Yeah.
that we see. Really, we can see it, and we deny it, and we justify it to ourselves. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it how you could do that, but I wanted just other people to maybe hear it. So when you started talking, how quickly after you guys started talking did JF invite you to Canada?
Like pretty much right away, and he was
Like he didn't try to
pressuring.
get to know you at all first?
Yeah, no.
Mm.
So I hadn't even watched one of his streams in full ever, and I didn't know about him doing the insemination stuff. And like one of the things he said to me when I first emailed him was, he's like, let me know if you want to make babies. And I thought he was just being kind of cute. I didn't realize it was like a deep seated
No,
thing
he's a
with
weird.
him.
It's weird about it. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So right away, so he invited you. What I find shocking and concerning, and thank God
Uh-huh.
you weren't a creep. Okay, you could have
Uh-huh.
been a creep. There are a lot of like you guys look at the news. There's female pedophiles all over.
Yeah.
Okay, you do not. Who the fuck invites some woman they just met online to come to Canada to come and stay in their home or visit and at their home with their small children? They didn't even talk to you for a long time. Like so irresponsible. And I'm so glad that you were who you were because it could have ended up way worse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could have. So when did you make your first trip to Canada then? Like when did you decide, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna go see him?
He was pressuring me to come very
Oh, yeah.
quickly, but I put it off because I didn't feel comfortable with it.
Right.
I put it off until March of 2024.
That's pretty good because I think he would have been, I can only imagine how much pressure he was putting on you.
Yeah.
So March of 2024. Okay,
Mhm.
I just because we've seen the house. So people who are watching right now, if you haven't seen the house, it's in the playlist on YouTube and Rumble under JF Gariepys. So when you got there, I'm just dying to know what was your first impression when you saw JF? Like, did he pick you up at the airport? How did that work? Or
Yeah,
the
he picked me up at the airport in Charlottetown, and it was like, I don't know, an hour or so back to the house in
Mhm.
O'Leary.
what did you think of JF when you first saw him? Honestly, just be honest. It's
A
okay. I
little
mean, you guys,
bigger than I expected.
by a little bigger, you mean like 200 pounds bigger? Like,
Maybe.
Holly, will you pop up that one picture of him with her? She's walking in front of him. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Lynn. Or
And
we just gonna, okay.
after this question, we're just going to take a quick break. We have a bunch of questions that people have posted, and we have a Rumble rant, so we need to go over those.
Okay, wait, we can't do the questions until after we get to just before we get into the Elora part. Because we're not even there yet, Holly. I've got to keep these questions in sync. Okay, so this is the man that you saw, the man on the screen here, the one that
Yes.
definitely should be wearing a brassiere.
Yes.
Those are boobies. Those are boobies.
Slim.
Wow. Well, yeah, because you're a supermodel, you see, and she's
Yes. 10 out of 10.
so he showed up like that. Okay. So when you got that would have been like shocking, but good for you for just, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're there.
Yeah.
So then you get to the house and now he's talked himself up. I know he has because he talks a lot of shit all day long. He talks about what a
Yes.
provider he is. So when you got to that house in O'Leary, I need to know what happened in your brain.
I was like, I can't wait to pop an Ambien and go to sleep.
No.
It was just too much to think about. I just wasn't ready to process it.
Yeah, because that and I know, listen, I know we've talked a lot of shit about how the house wasn't clean, and you have said that you've cleaned a lot of that house. I believe that you cleaned a lot of the house.
Mhm.
My shit talking is not about your cleanliness or whatever. It was about the fact that JF is, I'm such a provider and I've done all this shit and I've done these renovations. He talks himself up. It's like he's just such a man. But then we see it and you're like, no, dude, you're disgusting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gross.
There were things about the house that made me really uncomfortable, and I would try it. So we were sleeping in the upstairs part, and I had some concerns about the exposed insulation, and he would like
gross.
dismiss it. My first concern was like, does it contain asbestos? And I hope it didn't, because I slept up there for a few months. But the exposed insulation, like if you sleep in a room with that, it's going to make you sick. And it started causing me to have asthma attacks. And I didn't at the time realize that it was causing that. But I would wake up, like I almost died of an asthma attack one night. And later I confronted him about it. And I was like, did you know exposed insulation can cause respiratory issues like this? And he's like, no. And
Well,
I'm like,
he's got
but you
he's like a
claim to
scientist.
know about
It's
fixing up
PhD,
houses, you know?
right?
You're supposed to be a man I can count on.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Really, I've just got 2 more questions in this section, Holly, and then we'll take a break. But don't ask any Elora questions because we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, Holly.
Mhm.
So okay. So I just really quick too. So you met the kids. We're not going to use their names. We're going to do anything identifying. Was that overwhelming for you? Because how old were the kids when you met them? Like, so welcome to Charlottetown. I'm fat. Here's my dumpy house, and these are my children. What was it like for you? Like that must have been overwhelming.
Well, I like kids, so I was excited to meet them. But when I did, I was really let down because immediately I noticed something was off. Like they didn't act like normal kids.
Because from what I gathered, to you they seem severely like disabled almost. Like if we can throw out a lot of wild fucking labels, but like nonverbal autistic, maybe other stuff. Is that what you're saying? Like kind of like that?
So to be specific, when I went there, the girl was 3 and she didn't even speak in complete sentences.
Like she couldn't say I want water or I want a cup of water.
No. It was, and I would try, like I wanted to work with them and teach them to do things. I had to teach her to wear clothes. She was naked in the house, totally naked. Had never worn clothes inside the house. And so I had to like try to.
That's weird. That's so inappropriate to invite somebody into your home with your kids naked. That is so inappropriate, JF. Jesus fuck. Okay.
And they had this armchair, and like she would go to the bathroom and then like go sit on the arm of it, and like the chair was
She
covered
didn't
and
want, and she
yes,
didn't have like the proper hygiene, obviously. That what
yeah,
the fuck is wrong with him? Okay, so that would have been overwhelming. And listen, we're not making fun of the children at all. This is not their fault.
no, no, not
This
at
is
all.
just the reality of
Yeah,
you need to understand what 10 out of 10 walked into. And imagine
right.
being,
And
like that would be, oh, that'd be awful because you can't go home either. Like, what do you do? And you don't have people there.
yeah, and like the I would try to work with the kids and teach them things, and the boy is now 3, and he like is just learning to say, like he'll hold up a ball and be like ball. Like
At
he
3, the kid
yeah,
was
like
telling me off at 3.
a few months ago JF was like, "Oh, he says about 10 words."
At 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not normal. But does
And he's
JF
not
consider this
potty
normal?
trained. He's not potty trained. Like he doesn't even
That's
seem
overwhelming.
aware. Yeah.
Now, does JF, does he's obviously aware that his children have some something going on. He must, and because he's got his PhD and he's really good with, education and all that, he spends a lot of time helping. He understands that there's some issues, or no?
He told me I'm the problem.
All right. Well, that's not helpful.
Okay, hold
And
on.
he said their IQs are at least 115.
But can't say ball at 3.
Yeah.
And don't use toilet paper, but
Yeah.
use the chair of the arm. I mean, whatever. I guess that could be just lazy kid. But I mean, also you would expect that he would be correcting that behavior.
Yeah, and when I got there the first time, the girl, her hair was like in dreadlocks. It looked like it hadn't been brushed. And I started trying to brush it, and I had to cut out like 3-inch sections of hair that was matted.
The poor little girl. She must have hated getting her hair brushed then.
E-
Like I
At
would hate it if it hurt.
first, yeah, but she did to some degree, to the extent she could. She did bond with me, and I'm very fond of her.
Oh,
She's, I did volunteer with special ed kids at one point, so I kind of like I like them.
right.
It
That's
just
good. Well,
but
that's lucky for
it's
JF because
hard.
you could have been somebody with a short temper.
Yeah.
You could have. Like,
It's
he put them at such risk by inviting a stranger in their
right.
home. It's like, especially with the difficulties they're having.
Mhm.
Okay, Holly, I'm gonna jump off for a second and let you do the talking, and you can read some comments. I'll be right back. But when I come back, we're gonna start leaning into the Elora stuff. Okay. And you're okay. You're okay. 10 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
You're feeling comfortable. Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So we do have some questions from the audience. I figured I would keep them while you were talking, not to interrupt the flow of conversation, because I mean, we're all 100% locked in on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear your interpretation of what happened, because you're a person that actually was there. I mean, we're just seeing tidbits and we're just watching things on the internet, and then of course our interview with him and all that stuff. So we only have a very limited view, right? So that's why we're so grateful that you're here. So first question or comment is from Savage Machines, and they said 10 out of 10 is a great screen name. So I would keep that. And then this is back when you were talking about the birth certificate. So is the reason why you kept his name off the birth certificate so that he had no legal recourse to the child?
Well, I just didn't want the kid to end up with him if I die.
Okay, then fair enough, because I don't either.
Yeah, because he neglects his kids. They have cavities and he doesn't brush their teeth.
Well, you were talking about how the children, they're saying one word sentences and they don't understand communication. Would that partially be from the fact that they were neglected and ignored and not spoken to?
I don't know. I think there are different reasons people can have something like that. But yeah, neglect can cause things like that.
Yeah, because from what we understand, he spends basically all day and night online or coding. and then sleeping during the day. And he's mentioned
Mhm.
that he's trained his kids to kind of sleep during the day and be up at night. But if they're up at night with him, he's on the computer. So
Yeah.
what kind of interaction is that with your father? So that's, to me, horrifying. So first major takeaway, JF's baby mamas would not trust him to take care of their kids. Noted.
That's true. How many, just 10 out of 10, you do have, because you had documents from immigration, right? He had
I
three.
didn't have
Oh, you
documents
didn't?
from
Okay,
them.
you suck. But you know for sure he had 3
Oh
wives.
yeah, I had documents from he was going to immigrate to the US. Yeah, I
Right,
had
okay.
those.
So he had 3 wives, right?
Uh-huh.
Or legal wives, and then he had kids with one of them?
Yeah,
one
he
each
had
one?
a son with the woman he was married to in North Carolina.
Okay. And then a daughter too, right?
Yeah, with
Okay.
after he left North Carolina, he went back to Quebec
Mm-hmm.
and he met a woman online and had a daughter with her.
Okay. Just want to make sure that okay, so there's those 2 kids, your child, and then the 2 that he has. So the only child he has contact with is the 2
Elora.
with the missing mother.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, that's shocking.
So-
Okay, continue on, Holly. Sorry.
So this comment here was about when you were talking about having preeclampsia. There was a
Yeah.
lot of support saying we're really sorry to hear
Oh,
that you had to go
that's
through
nice.
that. Yeah, there was a lot of comments about that. So everyone in the chat really does feel awful that you had to go through that and then have it exacerbated by a lovely partner.
Thanks.
Comment, good move not giving JF any leverage. That would be
Mhm.
during the birth certificate conversation. So good for you for
Yeah.
doing that and digging your heels in and standing your ground. Then when you were talking about how he was threatening that he was talking to other women, that's his normal pattern of behavior, going back to the cue of women. So
And when we were together, I asked him, I was like, do you have a queue of women waiting if,
mhm.
something happens between us? And he was like, oh, no, I'll never be with another woman after
what a
you. You're the one, you're special.
God,
And
he's so gross.
I believed him.
I know you did. Of course you
kind
did.
of.
We have all everybody watching has eaten somebody's bullshit because it makes us
Yeah.
feel better about our situation.
Yeah.
So that's terrible though.
Okay,
All right.
and so they were talking about the gift or not the gift, the birth certificate. JF doesn't strike me as a guy who would have been this big on government documentation of having his name on the birth certificate because he's such an edgy guy and anti-government.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear that he was so passionate about something like that. Then tying into that, JF, this is all the birth certificate conversation. JF sounds like the issue is ownership. That's why he wanted the name. And that's from Tom C2. That's his personal opinion.
Yeah.
And then there was the, oh, damn, you're interviewing his ex? Yeah, we are. Then there's a question here. I don't know if you've answered already, but what was JF's appeal?
Well, I have autism and he claims that he has autism. So we kind of bonded over that. And I like that he was intelligent. So.
Well, he does. Listen, I mean, I would not
smart.
hate on him. Like people,
Yeah.
I think some people think I'm just like I've got like I don't tunnel vision. I just hate this guy. No. He inserted himself into our stream. First of all, we were just looking at the case very lightly. One time, we would have never talked about this guy again after that day if he had not inserted himself into the comments and started to fucking with, make it into something it didn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more I looked at it and the more I looked at everything, I just thought the way you talk about Elora is disgusting. And the fact that you don't care where the mother of your children is. And that's my obsession. That's my obsession. I want to find the truth out for Elora and for her kids, but also to protect other women. And he just keeps putting himself out there and talking about how he needs to mate with people and spread his semen all over. He needs to stop. He needs a vasectomy.
When I was with him, I was just kind of thinking, well, his love for me will win out. He'll let go of all that stuff and just realize that it's silly. But you know.
Yeah, but you should be loved like that. So it's not too silly. He's the fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And
So,
he did
yeah,
lose a really great woman.
So that actually is a good segue to Mr. Scott Awesome sent us a Rumble rant
This is all his fault.
that says, this JF series was not my fault.
Yeah, it was all your fault.
Scott,
you literally started it.
Mr. Scott Awesome. Yes, it
Your
is.
fault.
So 10 out of 10. Are you taller than JF? I think we saw
A lot.
Sure.
How tall are you?
Well, I'm actually 5'5".
What? How do you look so
But
tall in these pictures?
I had heels on.
Oh.
So how tall do you think he is in real life?
He says
not what he says. No. I knew that was weird. Stop with that. Man, you guys gotta stop that. No, but how tall do you think he is?
About my height.
See these little fuckers. They're all little fuckers. Always. Okay.
So 10 out of 10. I don't blame you for never finishing one of JF's shows because very few people can.
Yeah.
Well, I've tried. It's hard. And that's why we have people who watch for us and take notes and then give us the notes because we can't stand him.
No.
Then when we were talking about the house, when you first showed up, the comment is he a freaking moron? There were children in that house.
Yeah.
We thought the same thing.
That's why we posted that video. It wasn't because it wasn't, we're not making fun. Listen, if you're poor, right? Like if you're poor, we get it. That's fine. That part's fine. He sits there and says like, I'm this big, I'm a provider. And that's where I'm like, oh, okay, let's look at what you're providing.
Yeah.
But
well, and one of the ways that he won me over before I went to Canada was he told me that he made like $7,000 or $8,000 a month, and he started love bombing me with money. Like he would send me $1,000.
So you thought security because the way you just said that sounded real gold diggery. I'm not gonna lie, but when you told me that, you said you liked the fact that he was secure financially.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, you weren't literally gold digging. That wasn't actually.
No, he just made me think, oh, he can take care of a family. And he's like, I can take care of you for the rest of your life. Right. But as the relationship progressed, he started contradicting that. Like,
no shit.
You know, I would ask him questions about like adult things we need to deal with. Like, how about a life insurance policy? So I'm taken care of when you die of a heart attack from being fat, you know. And he's like, he say he doesn't believe in life insurance policies.
Oh, but he believes in birth certificate. He believes in everything when it works out for him. Speaking of fat, you did send me a video. I think we should just real quick while we're getting into this.
You sent
me a video. Oh, okay, sorry.
A couple more. So when you were talking about sleeping in that horrible room, the chat lit up. You are 100% right. Maybe not asbestos, but definitely that pink fiberglass. Those fibers do cause breathing problems, emphysema, asthma. And then, of course, no vapor barrier. That's disgusting. That's one thing we noticed in the video. Yeah. And then the final comment here about that was concern about the insemination schedule overriding ear breathing issues. Fuck up.
Yeah, it does. Good comments, chat. Okay, sorry. All right. Can I go now?
Yeah, now go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Store up some
I just want to make sure. I feel like I'm panicking a little bit because I'm like, I don't want her baby to need her. Not right now. Because it's newborn. So I don't know how long we're going to have her. So you were saying, you did tell me that JF did have one weird habit. What does he do in the night? And you did send me a video, and I'm gonna show that video after you explain. I want you to. You don't just tell us what his habit was. It's weird, right?
So a lot of nights he would like wake up in the night and go cook himself a meal in the kitchen. And he reminded me, like, if you've ever seen Charlotte's Web, if you've seen the scene where Templeton the rat goes to the fair and eats everything, that was JF in the kitchen at night.
Rolling around, drooling.
That's terrible. And he had no shame about it. I can't believe it. You know what? I did upload it, but is it here?
And there would be dirty dishes everywhere for me to clean up.
Oh, that's so disrespectful. So he did like to pig out and gorge on food. Did he have good eating habits? So like he liked vegetables and stuff, did he not? I forgot the video. Sorry.
At one point he like made a little bit of an effort to lose weight. but it didn't stick.
That's okay. What about the kids? Did he feed them really well, or like good food?
No.
Oh,
They eat like McDonald's and buttered noodles, and he buys them those. The boy won't eat meat and stuff, so he buys him the Haribo gummies, and he's like, I was like, those aren't healthy, and he goes, they have protein in them.
What?
oh my
Yes.
He doesn't actually think that.
God.
So he thinks that. Does he actually think that? Does he actually think that that's a good source of protein? Is he serious?
Well, he presented it to me as like a serious thing.
What the fuck is wrong with him? My God. Speaking of gummies,
Hey guys, it's Maynard time. Brother. Um.
Oh,
sorry,
fuck
Holly.
you.
I had to do it because Holly
Why?
really hates it, and I love it. Okay, so back to the questions, Holly. You got me all distracted now. Let's get back to the Elora part. All right. So we know that his house is disgusting. We know your reaction,
Mhm.
and everything. That's got to be a lot. So we're going to lean a bit into the Elora. So when you got to the home, was there any items that clearly belonged to Elora in the home?
Yeah, her wardrobe, her clothes and everything was in the closet, and it looked like she was still living there. It had
Weird.
never been touched.
So when he said he took 3 days off, 3 days off to clean the house and get rid of all her stuff, that's a lie.
I think so.
Well, obviously, if your clothes are still there and everything's there, what a fucking weirdo too.
Yeah.
What a weirdo to invite you in the home like that. Okay, so that's uncomfortable. Sorry. There was cameras in the pictures and the photos that we have from the homeowner that bought the house. There's cameras in the living room and a camera in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
You were aware of these cameras. Now, did JF tell you why those cameras were there?
He said they were there because Elora was crazy and he was afraid she was going to kidnap the children. And I was like, why would anyone kidnap those two?
Okay. Well, I mean, while it wouldn't be kidnapping, they're her kids. Like, he's a fucking weirdo. But so
Well,
he actually, because that house is tiny. He didn't need them, you think.
He gives words his own definition, like kidnapping and
Right. 'Cause
stealing.
you're a kidnapper right now. You're a
He
kidnapper
says
right
I
now.
stole Bitcoin.
Oh,
Well, let's talk about what I did. He gave me Bitcoin, and then when I didn't put his name on the birth certificate, he asked for the Bitcoin back, and I
What an
said,
idiot.
I said, no, I'm not giving it back to you.
Yeah, because you already know he's not going to pay child support. He's made that abundantly clear on other streams over and over for years. He will not pay child support. So, okay, so that's crazy. So, okay, question. During the did the kids ever mention Elora to you? Did they ever talk about their mom? Did they ever say mommy or anything?
The boy's not capable. He doesn't know what a mom is even, or
wow.
Because he was just 10 months, right? When
and he doesn't know his own name hardly. The girl, JF, so the girl started calling me mama right away, and JF said, oh, she wanted to do that.
As in Mama JF?
No, just like
mama. That's so
as
weird.
in her mother. And
right away?
Yeah, and JF said, oh, she likes you. She wants to call you that. But I kind of wonder if he put her up to it.
What a fucking weirdo. That's weird. And he was fine with that? He didn't think there was any boundary issues? Like, it's fine.
No, he was like, you're their mom now.
That's crazy. Did JF ever give you like a warning? Like, did he ever say, okay, listen, so Laura's like, she's obviously taken off. I don't think she'll ever come back. But if she does, this is what we're going to do?
Nope.
That's weird. See, because I feel like any normal person in that situation would have had a plan. Like, because she could have returned, right? If she really just ran away. I did want to show you this video here, I think.
Right before you do that, we did get a $10 Rumble rant.
Thank you.
From Swampy Boy. Shout out to the Winans, Andy, PPP, and the casino. RIP Mama JF.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to play this video. where JF's talking about Elora.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where I was going with this question. I'll ask you the question after we watch it, just because I can't remember what the question was.
So let's see. Oh, and here's a question. I think you are.
Not that one. It's this one. Left. Like, how are things emotionally in the house?
Oh, it was always a good relationship between her and I, and so things were not different. She had already left for trips like this, so it was not the first time, and it was something that she was planning many weeks in advance. I remember in the last month before she went, we constantly went at Canadian Tire and other places because she wanted some stuff for her trip. She wanted a little seat for the forest. She wanted a knife. She wanted this and that. So we were shopping a lot, and she was really intentional about this trip.
Okay, so that's what he told us
Mm-hmm.
about Elora's disappearance. And he says in there that she's done this before. Has he told you that she had gone on these trips before?
Trips like going away, running away from him.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he said that she ran away from him. He didn't say they're like planned adventures of hippiness.
No.
Okay. Can I ask what he told you about the experience? I know you're like, part two. No, we can't. We got to get it in. What did he tell you? Everybody that's watching, get ready. You're about to fucking get upset. What did he tell you about? You actually just tell us about that drive. Tell us about that drive, and then you can tell us about what he told you about where she went, if you don't mind. So when you were driving in Alberta, you'd been here now. This is your second trip here, right? Or was that still your first? And
second.
It's late at night. You're driving down a rural road.
Yeah.
With this man that you kind of still getting to know.
Right.
And he decides this is a good moment to tell you what.
He said, like, it was silent. It was really eerie. Out of nowhere, he's like, I used to beat Elora.
He used to beat Elora.
Yes.
And okay, what did you fucking do? Like, because that was terrifying.
I acted calm.
And did you say how or why or?
I did start asking questions. I was like, well, how often, how hard? And he said as hard as he could, at least once a week. I think more than that.
So he admits to you, driving down a rural road at night, that he beat Elora severely at least once a week.
Yeah.
Did he tell you why though? Like why? Like was it just like, hey, it's Tuesday, time to get your fucking beat on? Like what was the reasons behind that?
He said because she would call him a pedophile.
And he thought that would calm her down, right? Is that what you said?
So he explained he would beat her like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, I knew you'd understand.
What a fucking creep.
And
what a
he
fucking
said,
creep.
He's like, I had to do that. I had no choice. And at that moment, I was like, oh, he killed her. Because I think he was telling me that to test my reaction to that. And the next thing he was going to do was tell me he killed her and be like, I had no choice. That's what I had to do.
Holy fuck. I'm so glad that you got away because that is terrifying. I do believe he was testing the waters. That to me seems like it. I mean, I've done that, not with murder and not with missing people, but I've admitted some shit you're not proud of with your new partner. And you're like, you test the water, right? You say something without going full fucking crazy. So, okay. So that is really upsetting. So everybody in the chat, I can see the chat's letting up. Yes. Yeah. This is now confirmed that JF has admitted to beating her repeatedly because she constantly called him a pedophile.
Yeah.
And this pedophile stuff, she'd been doing that for years. That wasn't something new. She did that back when his dad died.
At his dad's funeral, he was looking at his niece, and I guess Elora started saying he was a pedophile because of the way he was looking at her.
He had to leave.
They had to go back to his mom's
Elora
house.
Felt like that.
No, I don't know.
But so that's a few years ago. So she'd been doing this. She knew obviously his reaction is probably not going to be favorable. Now, so when I was thinking about that, I was thinking, okay, well, what the fuck, Elora? If you thought this, why would you leave, right? So you and I were talking, and you told me that he said that Elora had gone the trip before, the last time she left, when she reappeared on the stream, before she finally disappeared.
Uh-huh.
He told you what? Where did she go?
Elora went to a shelter for battered women, I think in Montreal, and she got kicked out because there was like a trans person there, and I think it was a man that turned into a
Yeah.
woman, and she was like, "You're not a real woman," so they kicked her out.
Just hold on. I just need everybody to hear this. So, okay. So Elora has escaped. She had to leave without the kids because he had cameras in the house. So she had no choice. She had no choice. She had to leave the kids. She goes to a women's shelter. She goes to Montreal where she knows, she has a little bit of a base of support there. I think that's why she would have picked Montreal. She goes there and then the woke politics caused her to get kicked out of a woman's shelter because a man with a skirt on took priority. His feelings took priority over a woman that's actually. So if Elora does turn up dead, that fucking women's shelter, you guys, you're on alert now because you're gonna have to answer to that. If that is true, that is absolutely fucked. And I love that I appreciate that you told us this because I think it would be really hard for you. If it was me, it would be hard for me to admit that he'd said these things.
Yeah.
Because it did put you in a bad spot. Like, fuck you, JF, for putting her 10 out of 10 in that spot, too. That's so disrespectful on so many levels.
Yeah. And, it's like I'm going to have to go to therapy now. But, in my mind, I compartmentalize the stuff he would do.
Yeah, you had to, probably.
Yeah. And, because, there was a side of him I thought was in love with me. And,
well, he wouldn't have been all that bad. He would have, he couldn't be all evil. I understand that you fell for him. And I do believe he probably has some charm or something that he does. So that's really fucked, though.
And we did get just another Rumble rant.
Okay.
So from Bondi 33, thank you again, Bondi, for supporting.
Bondi's our sugar daddy.
Yeah. So for $10, he said, I'm going to match the Rumble rant. Fuck JF, that greasy parasite running a cult of one.
Yeah. Thank you, Bondi. Okay, 10 out of 10. I have a question. Okay, so when your visit, JF was going to go to the States with the kids and you, right? That at some point that was going to happen. That was the plan.
Right. So the first time I went to Canada to meet him, my plan was only to stay for 2 weeks, and he was going to drive me back to the U.S.
Right.
And so we packed everything up and drove to the border of New Brunswick and Maine.
Okay.
And we tried to cross, and when we tried to drive through, they told us we were going to have to pull over and go into the building.
So to get questioned or whatever?
Yeah, and they ended up interrogating him for 8 hours.
Holy fuck.
Oh, shoot.
So but you were stuck with the kids, right? The whole time or what?
Yes, and they were screaming.
No shit.
It was terrible.
What did Border Patrol say to you? This is, I think, amazing, and it makes me wonder what Border Patrol knows about the whole situation that RCMP here are not really focused on.
So while they were interrogating him, they sent one agent over to talk to me, and at one point, one of them who was talking to JF turns to me and he's like, "Do you know about his history? Do you know about his record?"
Like, what the fuck, dude? Why are the RCMP not this is what pisses me off. It takes simply we are like what? Holly and I are wine ants living up. I can't even put air in my own fucking tires, for God's sakes, okay?
Precisely. It's
not like, RCMP could have figured this stuff out, and they should have him in interrogation or something. So they wouldn't let him in at the end. Is that what happened? They said he's not allowed in.
Yeah, and it wasn't
the authenticity of his POA, the power of attorney.
Yeah, I think of the notary or whatever. But when they were talking to me at the end, I feel like they were trying to do an intervention because at the end they're like, well, I guess you're going to go with him.
Oh shit!
Whoa, yikes.
They didn't want you to go, but they
Like,
couldn't. They have to
yeah.
watch. They probably have rules they have to stick
Yeah,
by.
they can't do anything unless you say that you want help.
And I was like sitting there kind of like, why are they acting like this is so dire? It was like they wanted to tell me to get away from him immediately.
So you at that point, that is before the whole fucking he tells you he beat Elora.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That
Okay.
was
So just so everybody's clear, that
2
was
weeks
before.
after I arrived in Canada for the
Yeah,
first time.
that was what he did. What? That's well. Shout out to the Maine Border Patrol people for not letting JF into the States and for trying to warn you, even though you weren't ready to hear it. That's
Yeah.
what did your mom say when you told her that part? Did she say anything? Was she freaked? She must have been flipping out.
Well, when they took our phones away for the
Right.
8 hours when they were interrogating him, and when I got my phone back, my mom had called me like 20 times and left messages, and she thought he killed me.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. That was
Poor
her
mom.
her reaction to you being missing was that he put you down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's
good,
really
good,
heavy.
Good instincts, Mom.
I got goosebumps. It makes me sad because I panic like that with my kids. But I mean, like that is terrifying. God damn it! Now it's gone foggy. Okay, so when you're in the U.S., so you came back or whatever. Now, when you were at the house, this is obviously the second trip back. Is when did you return again?
In September of 2024. Yeah.
Okay, so you went there and you guys were hanging out at the house, just sort of like I don't know, living. I guess. What were you doing there?
Surviving.
Really? That's fucked.
Yeah.
I can't believe you came back. Okay, so you came back, and that's when you got pregnant. Is this the trip? that you got
No,
pregnant?
actually, I didn't get pregnant until
Oh, right.
December,
Way
late
after.
December of 2024.
Okay, so you came back in December, or you came here in September 2024.
Right, and I stayed until January of 2025.
Was that the plan for you to stay that long, or was it because
Yeah,
of chaos?
I was allowed to be in Canada for 6 months in a year, so I
Okay.
had been there 3 months
Okay.
earlier in the year, and then I was going to be there like another 3 months or
Okay.
so.
And we just had a big thing from Fondy. Thank you so much. He gifted memberships to our Rumble channel.
That's so
One
nice.
is Femkazi. You've got a gift. KV or JV. I always get that wrong.
KVJ.
Pat got your tongue. Mr. Scott Awesome, even though he's the one that started all of this. So I just wanted to mention
That's
that.
so nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bondi. Okay, so what happened when were you guys planning to move when you guys, I know you moved, the move seemed sort of spontaneous to everybody else, but was there a plan for you guys to move right away?
No.
So tell me what happened that day, like child welfare and the police come to the house in O'Leary PEI, knock on the door, and what happened?
Yeah. JF asked them, he's like, do I have to let you in? And they said yes. And they came in and they were looking around kind of horrified. And they started talking to us, and they were talking to me, and I don't know, something, I don't even remember exactly what was said on our part, but then the social worker was like, the kids are so young, in like response to how he had moved me in so quickly.
Right. And did they meet the kids?
The kids were sleeping.
Oh, okay, so they didn't get to see their development or anything.
No, they were going to come back like Monday or something. I think
Monday.
it was a Friday night.
Right.
I think they're going to come back Monday.
Okay, so tell me how. So they leave. That's obviously stress is heightened at that point. What happens? How does JF react? What happens? Like, because you guys left pretty quick.
Well, he started crying, and he wanted to go upstairs with me, and we laid on the air mattress, and he
in the insulation room.
He,
real romantic, JF.
Really? He wrapped himself around me like a coiled snake and was crying.
Oh God, that's so unattractive. Okay.
Oh my God.
Like fucking man up and figure out what you're gonna do. Uh-huh. And then what happened? What was the, like, did you make the plan? Like, we got to get out of here, or was that his idea?
No, like he decided pretty quickly that we needed to leave.
Right.
And he wanted me to pack everything up, and
Oh, that lucky
I
you.
mean
Look
that
at
I
you,
could.
just like so. And what did he do? Did he go out and was that when he got a new car or like swap the cars?
No, he didn't swap cars until
Okay.
I think May of this year, and
Oh,
I
okay,
was
okay.
already back in the US at that point. I haven't taken a ride in his minivan.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so you guys, so you're gonna leave. He packs up. How many days is it till you guys are on the road to Quebec? Is it like a day or 2 days?
It was that night.
Oh, you guys. Oh, he didn't even take like a full day or two to pack. He was
No, just like a couple hours. He was like, "We have to
Okay.
leave now."
Guys, everybody
And
think about this in perspective. You know you have a weekend because the government's closed. Wouldn't you would think you would at least take a day and pack your shit up a little bit. But he was like, no, right now we're leaving. We're running away.
yeah,
I don't like that at all. I think he fucking freaked out because he did not want them anywhere in that property. Not just because of the kids. I think he is because of whatever happened to Elora. And I think he was that freaked him the fuck out. Because that's not a normal reaction. That just isn't. And if you've got nothing to hide, you hide nothing. So he goes, you guys drive to Montreal to his mother's house, right?
yes. He didn't tell her we were coming. He
Oh,
was
what
like,
a fucking he's such an asshole all over the place.
he was like, he said, "My mom always takes me back."
Yeah, I bet she does. That's
Yeah.
see, he's such a self-centered fucking asshole. All right, so poor mom's now bombarded with JF on the run from child welfare. You welcome to Montreal. And the kids who are like, that has got because kids like that definitely need a routine and structure. So that would have been stressful for them.
Yeah.
And so how long did it take for the cops to show up in Quebec?
Like a month.
A month? I thought they came. Oh, so you guys stayed at his mom's for a month?
Yeah.
Oh my God. His poor mother. Okay, I thought the cops showed up right away, and that was why people were freaking out. Okay, so about a month. And then wow. So they showed up, and what did they say?
They said they wanted to see the kids.
And you had already gone to Alberta at that point, had you?
Well, this was the first time when we were at his mom's. The cops came. They said they'd gotten a call from inside the house, and
was that his mom? I think it was his mom.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
but so they came, and the police just looked at the kids to make sure they were physically there. Like, they didn't interact with them or anything.
Right.
And JF quickly started saying, "We have to go, we have to pack up." And he kind of bribed me to do it because I was so tired. I kind of wanted to go home. And he was like, "You know what? I'll take you to what is that hotel I told you about?"
Well, the Fairmont. He took her to the fancy one, guys. She got to go to the Fairmont Hots.
Wow.
Very nice.
He was like, "Let's go to the Fairmont. You can go to the spa there." And, like, I guess he was just trying to get me to stay so he could inseminate me. And,
he's so disgusting. There's nothing grosser, dude. What the fuck?
He started panicking. He's like, "You have to get your stuff packed right now." And I was really tired and just like, I don't know if I can do this. And so, like, within an hour, he said, "We have to leave within an hour." And we fled his mom's house and drove to the Fairmont in Tremblant or something. I don't know. The mountains.
Yep.
Okay.
And we were kind of, I guess, hiding there. And while we were there, I was stressed out. And he was like, "You can go down to the spa." So I took advantage of that. And I went down and spent the whole day in the spa and ran up like $1,000 bill for him.
Nice. Good.
Well, that's good. So when did you guys decide to go to Alberta?
While we were staying at that hotel and I was in the spa, he was in the hotel room, like, I guess, trying to figure out what to do. And he was like, I think I can, get away to Alberta or Saskatchewan. And, like, he was just, I guess it was a last ditch effort.
Right. Because he just really didn't want child welfare to come talk to his kids.
Yeah. And I agreed to do it just because I was like, well, I kind of like to see Western Canada.
You're like, YOLO. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever you did. It's probably good because honestly, it probably made it safer for the kids to have somebody who's there who's
Yeah,
safe,
and
or not panicking and shit.
right, and I loved him, and I thought I was going to be with him, but
Right.
it's all very complicated.
No, of course. So you guys, okay, so you take this long journey to Alberta. What a pain in the ass, because that is a long trip. I know even just going through Ontario was a bitch.
Yes.
It's so long. So
It's
you
a
get
lot.
here. The first house he finds falls through, whatever, fine. You
Yeah.
find the second house. You don't have to say where, but just you found the second house. You
Mhm.
move in, and he leaves you? Is that what happens? He
Yes.
leaves you to go back and get his shit?
Yeah,
That's awesome. So that must have been great for you to be left with two special needs kids
yeah.
in a freezing house, in a freezing province.
I was ready to kill him by
Yeah,
the time
no
he
doubt.
got back.
So once you were there, though, the police and child protection did show up.
They did. There
And what
were
did they
two
ask
police
you?
officers who showed up, and they just kind of looked at the kids, and they were like, well, they seem happy. So, we're used to seeing kids who are like chained up eating from dog food bowls on the floor.
God.
Everything seems
Oh, God.
fine.
Right. So the kids seemed fine, and so they just left?
Yeah, they didn't look at them. They just were like, oh, she's cooking for them. She's keeping the house
Yeah,
clean.
because that's basically, when you guys see like animal rescue
Yeah.
videos, as long as the animals got like the basic need, the very basic needs,
Yeah.
they're not going to interfere. So they were doing this as a favor to Quebec or PEI or CFP and child
Mhm.
welfare. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's probably also why they didn't take it seriously. So they did that. They checked, left, everything's good. Eventually, JF comes back.
Yeah, and he thinks that he's a hero, and like,
this is huge, everybody. This one's huge. Sorry about the house.
Mhm.
When he bought that house, you told me
Right.
something amazing. This is fucked up. Everybody listen to this. He wanted you to put the house in your name, right?
Yes.
Even though it would have been paid off, you still said no, because why?
Because
you don't
I
want the
didn't
debts, or
I didn't want to be legally responsible for anything he might do to anyone in that house.
yeah, well,
Like if
also
he lures some girl there and
Yeah.
I don't know, ties her up in his basement, I could get sued if I'm the homeowner.
So
My
you just
father
had
was
bad vibes.
my father was an attorney, so I think about these things.
Right. Smart. Okay, so because we all know that JF wanted somebody else's name on it because he didn't want that asset. He didn't want the asset all in his name because he has debt collectors and
Yeah.
child support he owes in the States and in Canada.
Mhm.
So what my question is, how did he get around that? What did he do?
He went to a lawyer and he said that he found a loophole in a way to get the house put in Elora's name.
So the house. Okay, guys. So like about this rationally, if Elora had any, if there was even the tiniest risk of her returning to come get those kids, because everything's his, right? Everything's his.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna fucking risk his biggest asset? Is he gonna risk it by putting her name on it? No, he would only do that if she was not ever a risk of coming back. The fact that he put it in her name is so fucking mind-blowing to me. So the house he lives in right now has Elora's name on the title.
I mean, that's what he told me.
And that's fine. And I tried to find out. I did try to verify it, but you can't, Alberta. They won't tell you current title owners. They won't give you that information unless you have like credentials. And I don't have them. So I think that was stunning. That was terrifying to me. What did you think when he told you he put it in Laura's name? Did that give you, was that a red flag to you or no?
It was just such a crazy time. I was like, whatever. But honestly, thinking about it, it's like, well, if she's as crazy as he said she was, then why would he put in her name?
Right? And
Yeah.
during this whole hyper stressful time, did he ever say, God, I wish Elora would just fucking come? It would be good if she could take the kids for a day, or what the fuck is Elora doing? Did he ever because we all would do that. That would be a normal fucking thing to have mention, the missing mother of your child and stress about it. Did he ever do that?
No.
See, these are not normal, in my opinion. These are not normal reactions
No.
at all. He should
The
have
only-
vented about her or
Right.
anything.
The only time that he would mention her warmly is if he was mad at me and wanted to manipulate me into thinking or doing something. He'd be like, Elora used to do it this way, and she
Oh,
didn't
What
give
a
me trouble
mother
about this.
fucker. Because he
And
wanted
yeah.
you to have a resentment towards her. What a
Yeah, he
pig.
did make me resent her, and I felt.
I know he did. When you and I
Yeah.
first started talking, you were pretty spicy, and
Yeah.
we did talk for about 2 weeks, and I did say, hey, whoa, I hear you, but you are listening to a man who's a liar.
Yeah.
If you can't verify it, and I really appreciate you coming on here and not repeating the same garbage he said, because she isn't here to defend herself, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, I don't know, but you've done really well at everybody on the stream should know, from the first day that we spoke to today, night and day, just in where your anger was towards Elora, because you were angry. And I mean, I don't blame you. I would have been angry too if I had that shit shoved in my face all the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you've done really well. Okay. I just, really quick. So before you can get to comments and questions here after this, these next 4 things, I just want to ask you, do you believe truly, sincerely in your heart, in deep down inside, do you really seriously believe that Elora wandered away and went off on her own, or do you believe he killed her?
I believe that JF murdered her.
What is your hypothesis on this? I'm just curious. I have not told you to say anything. I would genuinely want to know what you think.
What I think happened.
Yeah.
I think that maybe she was calling him a pedophile. Maybe he said it was a delusion that she had, maybe threatening to go tell people. And, he said to me, he just had to beat her.
That's
can
so fucked up.
imagine that he was like, I just had to kill her, And I can see him losing it, when he's beating her.
Right.
I think he choked her, and I won't go into why, but there's a very
You have your own experiences with him. Did he ever hurt you? Really quick though, I just want to clear that up. Did he ever physically hurt you?
No.
Okay, good. So you think that he it got out of control and he killed her? Do you?
Yeah.
How do you think he got away with it? How has he gotten away with it this far? And where do you think he put her? If you were to guess, just based on your own experiences with him, sorry.
Well, I don't exactly know the specifics of how he would have gotten away with it. I have, suspicions, but when we were driving out of PEI through New Brunswick the first time, on the side of the road in New Brunswick, when you're driving through, they're forest, woods, and JF was being really creepier than usual. And he looks at the forest and he looks at me and he goes, if Elora wandered into there and killed herself, no one would ever find her. She wandered a mile or 2.
He's such a fucking
That's
creep.
interesting.
And, it was kind of I don't know, the way that he said it and the way he looked, it was a kind of a strong reaction. Almost
you feel he drove past wherever she was, maybe?
I think that possibly we did.
Holly's chomping at the bit. Holly's got to tell you something. Hold on.
So during our live stream, he did mention that because we were talking about how well, why haven't you gone to look for her? Why haven't you narrowed down the area where you dropped her off, et cetera, et cetera? He made the comment, he goes, well, I don't have the time or the resources to go search a 2 square kilometer location
Oh.
in New
Yeah, he was
Brunswick.
very specific about that. And that's not the only time he said that.
And it was
It's happened a few
really
times
weird.
now.
2 square
Yeah.
kilometers in Brunswick, which
Again, so and you said 2 squares. So I mean, New Brunswick's still very big.
mhm.
Right.
But I mean,
and
that could be a lead. And I don't know if they're going to do a lie detector, maybe because they did ask him to do one, didn't they?
yes, they
But
did.
they never followed up with it.
Yeah, but like I kind of know somewhat how his mind works. And like if you think about it, he'd driven from PEI to Quebec through New Brunswick several times.
Right.
So he was like, if he did snap and kill her, he was aware that there are forests on the side of the highway. And like if he's thinking, where am I going to stash her body? I mean, that's a pretty good idea. That's a good place to put it.
Absolutely. And I mean, we were thinking about, okay, because we thought of every speculation, everything. So when he,
Yeah.
how he took 3 days off to clean the house and get rid of her stuff, which he definitely did not do because her stuff was still at the house when you got there. And that 3 days definitely could have been body removal. And I mean, he had a 3-month head start with the RCMP.
Yeah, and I
clean that.
wanted to add something else about the body removal.
Mhm.
Like you think, well, how would he drag the body of a 150-pound woman out in the woods?
Well, especially
then-
with this physical strength.
Yeah. I would sometimes walk into the kitchen and he'd like have bought a chicken or something and he would like carve it. He would dissect the bones out of it and like
Yeah, I know.
brag
There's been
to
a lot
me.
of people
And
who
like
think that.
their knife set, they had pretty fancy knife sets in their
Mhm.
kitchen and there were some big knives missing.
Yep. Oh, they were missing. See, we had a guy. God, Blaine, if you're watching,
Yeah, Blaine.
Blaine was
noticed
all
it.
over that. And I thought, so the knives were missing. They were missing from the knife.
Yes. And when we got to Alberta, this is also something that kind of
Holy.
I don't think is normal. We saw like a dead deer or something on the side of the road and it looked like it had been killed by some kind of predator, like ripped
Mhm.
apart. And JF like looks at the side of the road at it and like his eyes kind of spiral. He circles back around and he pulls off on the side of the road.
Creep. He had to go
And
look at the dead
he's
body.
like looking down at the animal
Ugh.
and talking about how it died. And he was excited.
That's so
Speaking of
weird.
weirdos and excited, because this is going to be involved in the whatever documentary they do about this fucking weirdo.
Uh-huh.
You told me the creepiest thing about JF. I'm sorry to anybody if anybody is watching as this as a hobby and you're a teenager, I'm sorry, but I think it's fucking creepy.
Mhm.
So you told me that JF was socially awkward as a teenager. I was really
Yeah.
looking for information about a head injury. You didn't have that. That's fine. You didn't have information on that. But what you did tell me, what did he tell you he did as a hobby as a teenage boy?
He used to breed fish in his room.
And he had a bunch of aquariums?
Yes.
And he played God with fish. And
Uh-huh.
he would try and like mix the species or what? Like that's a fucking weird thing for a
Yeah.
teenage boy to have a hobby. Most teenage boys be like sports and masturbation. Let's be honest here. They're not going to do breeding fish. I've
Yeah.
never heard of a teenage boy.
No.
That's fucking weird. And then he turned around to look at a dead deer and got out of the
Mhm.
car. And the knives.
And he was talking about how it must have like been ripped apart and stuff. It was like its body was in half and he was just like,
And he wasn't grossed out by it?
no, he was excited.
Yeah, that's sick. Yep. Nope. See, this is why I wanted them to bring a cadaver dog into that house because there's that tiled area. Like, yeah, he is Mr. Scientist. He probably could have got rid of most blood, but if blood goes into a crack, you got blood splatter. It doesn't matter. If he's been beating her severely, there would be evidence there. There still to this day would be evidence. They can hit on if a dead body was ever there, right? Even if the body's been moved years ago, they can still hit. So I wish the RCMP would just take a fucking cadaver dog into that house. The owners have said you can go, just do a search. Okay, start there. I don't know.
Well, and something else kind of weird. The daughter, she's not, not very articulate. She is delayed in speech
Right.
and stuff. And at one point, I was just kind of, I guess, my curiosity got the better of me. So I pulled up on YouTube a video of Elora and showed her, and I just wanted to see her reaction. And she couldn't express herself using words, but she became upset and like started
Oh, that makes me want to cry.
she started stomping her foot and whining, like trying to tell me something. That
So
was what
fucking
she would
sad.
do when she was trying to tell me something. So,
That makes me
like
want to
that
cry.
house
That's
is
so sad.
small.
Oh no, the kids would have heard
Yeah.
it for sure. Like, if
Yeah.
he was beating her regularly, I'm sorry, but like that house is tiny.
Well, yeah. And the daughter, she didn't say much, but when she would be spanked, she would say, "Hey, don't hit me." And I looked at JF one day and I was like, "Is that what Alora said when you beat her?" And he looked down at his feet and he's like, "Yeah." So she
Dude, he's
remembers.
such a because she doesn't say very many sentences, so that was one.
No.
Mm.
That's
She
so
said
sad.
her
That's so
first
heartbreaking.
she said her first complete sentence at 3 because I'd been working with her. She said, "I see you."
That's really fucked up. I'm sorry, but it is like my God. Like the 3. I mean, like I said, my kids were telling me off. Other people's 3-year-olds have told me off. Like it's just they like that's not. I mean, and they're not, again, not making fun of the children. That is just JF should have been really working on that. That should have been his priority. Why does he have these kids if he doesn't care? Like he's like Mr. Genetics. Oh, speaking of genetics, I didn't do that one either, Holly. But he said to Holly when he was on our stream, somebody had asked if he had the 10 out of 10 take genetic testing,
Yep.
and that you did take it. And what did he say about her?
He said the chat came in, is 10 out of 10 white, because he's all about the white nationalism stuff. And he responded and said, "Oh yes, yeah, I had her genetic tested, and she was 100% white."
Did that happen?
He didn't ask me to be. I just did one of the 23andMe tests at one point because
Oh,
I was just curious about
okay.
my ancestry.
Okay, so he took ownership for something I had nothing to do with, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and
curious
something
about
weird
that.
happened when I did it. The way that your percentages of ancestry are grouped.
Mhm.
Um, one of mine was like one of the groups was just kind of clumped together, German and French. And you can look specifically at like the like I think there were areas that they kind of indicate you're from, and mine was German.
Right.
But because it was like German and French, he goes, "You know what? I think your dad was an orphan from Quebec that got sent to the US." And like he's like, "I know you're part Quebecois." And I was like, JF,
Well, he would trick himself into believing his own
like
bullshit
he
too.
wanted to believe it, and so like he started this thing and he called his mom and told her like, "Oh, Lindy's part Quebecois and stuff."
Wow.
That's shocking. The whole thing's shocking. I've got goosebumps. I feel so like upset, even though. And I do want the chat, you guys. We need to get JF
So
held accountable, and we do
he
need to find
is
Elora.
he is the one who is deluded. Like he can convince himself someone is what he wants them to be.
Yeah, no, dude, he was playing God with fish as a teenage boy. He's weird. There's something wrong with him. I am amazed though about the block. Okay, so the knife block. They were expensive knives.
I would say so.
Did you ever ask him where the knives are? Like when you're doing the dishes or anything?
No, I guess I didn't. It was really chaotic
Right.
taking care of the kids and trying to do stuff. And
Well, the whole house was like kind of falling
was-
apart, so it would have
yeah.
made sense if it's not like the house was pristine and then there was just a knife block with missing knives. But I do find that interesting, and I did have somebody who was in our Why Not group, and he was really keen on this
yeah,
knife
Knife
block.
block with missing knives.
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just think that there's stuff on that property that the police need to look at. They never brought anybody out there, which is so fucking frustrating. They've never once searched the property where she was last seen.
Mhm.
What do you think about the sighting too, really quick? What the supposed sighting that she was seen in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, there are ways that it could have been falsely reported, I
Oh, yeah.
think.
Right. Specifically, you said something very smart, though, that I never considered.
Well,
he is a big Bitcoin user.
so, I mean, on the dark web, I don't know if he uses the deep web or not,
Right.
but if you wanted to, you can get on there and pay people in crypto to do all kinds of things. So
Oh.
you can hire people to kill somebody,
Right.
it isn't,
If anything happens to 10 out of 10, JF, just fucking know I will actually show up at your house. So we're not giving any ideas with your Bitcoin.
but yeah, he could have, he doesn't have much left.
No, but he could have paid.
So
he could have paid for somebody.
He could have paid somebody to call, and
because I've asked the
say they saw
RCMP
it,
to verify. I've begged
Yeah.
them to verify if that sighting was verified by cameras or it was just hearsay or what. And for some reason, I guess they're so busy. They just never been able to reply.
And I'd just like to say to the other ladies out there considering being with JF, he's handing out Bitcoins and beatings, and he's all out of Bitcoin.
Holy fuck.
Oh, we love you so much.
That is so great. He's handing out beatings and Bitcoins, but he's all out of Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah, no, ladies, this is not the man you want.
I cleaned him out.
Good job. I'm glad. Good for you. I'm glad because you did it for your son. I think it's great because he will never pay child support. Where's the Elora thing here? This is very important. I should have had this up most night, but whatever, I didn't. If you have any information, please contact the RCMP. The file number is hashtag 2023-1451131. And I'm just going to upload her picture really fast, guys. Well, I don't know. It's there. But we're in the way. How do we get over? Oh, right there. There we go. All right. That's Elora. She's 5'10". She's got sandy brown hair, and she speaks both French and English. She's eccentric. She is definitely not hiding in plain sight. There's zero chance of it. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep going back. I have another question. You met Elora's family. Because a lot of people do have questions like, why isn't her family speaking out? And I've gotten real angry about it. What was her family like? Can you tell us about that?
They spoke French and I speak English, so I didn't communicate with them a whole lot, but they're kind of I got the impression they were detached and these hippie liberal boomer types.
Right.
And they just they have a Pink Floyd poster up in their house.
Right.
These are the kind of people they are. They're adults with rock band posters. That's
Did they seem to buy JF's story? Did they care? Did they seem worried? They wanted to know where Elora was? Or
I don't think they care.
And you said that JF said this is so fucked up, but you said that JF said to you that, and I don't. Can you explain it? Was he amazed? Was he shocked? Was he what when he told you about the parents seeing her with bruises?
Yeah, he said they would see her with bruises, and I think they said something to him about it, and
but they didn't ask
just
her.
Left it at that. I don't know. He didn't say, he wouldn't tell me if they
right. So, hopefully they did tell the RCMP, but I mean, the fact is that they haven't been looking. They don't care. They don't want. I'm sure they care at some level, but they're not. We have been in contact, but they will not engage. The brother he showed the most interest out of the whole family, but they couldn't even tell us one good thing about her that we could relay in the earlier streams. They have no interest in this, which, you know what? I get you don't want to be on stream. You don't have to go on the stream, but you could say something nice about your daughter. You could participate in the missing persons group. They don't see the kids regularly or check in on them.
No, JF told me that he would send pictures through email to her parents of the kids and update them. and her parents don't even respond most of the time.
Yeah, so that's why the RCMP, I don't think, have been acting, is because she
Mhm.
doesn't have a hysterical family demanding answers.
Mhm.
So we need to do that for her. I
It's-
feel sorry for her. She couldn't have been more isolated than she was.
It's a hysterical wine ants on the internet.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
dropping
yeah.
it. I'm not dropping it. I need to know what happened to her.
Yeah. JF told me at one point that her parents hate her. So I don't know.
See, this is what I think. He's such a creepy, because he probably said that shit to her too.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
it's true or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, I just feel so bad for her because she was so isolated. And then she goes to, I could just cry when I say it, the whole story. She goes to a women's shelter and she has her own beliefs. She's allowed to have her own beliefs about a fucking dude in a skirt taking a bed at a women's shelter. And she says something rude. And because she's disrespectful, she's removed. And then now she's missing. Like, somebody's going to have to be held accountable besides JF down the road. If I find out that's true, I will never let that go.
Yeah, and like I do think I have something good to say about Elora. I think that she was, from what I've gathered, she was very sincerely interested in right-wing politics. She was a really big fan of Owen Benjamin, and she would watch his streams. And to this day, JF hates the Pink Floyd music that Owen Benjamin would play on his streams.
Oh.
Because he did say that about remember he said about like hippie stuff and he would
Yeah.
flip out.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. If Owen, so she used to write to him, is what you heard, right?
Yeah,
From
JF told me that Elora would sometimes write to Owen about his shows and just.
And then Owen did do a stream that is no longer there, that he was just being
Yeah.
really rude.
Owen,
If anybody can find that stream, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Owen Benjamin did a stream about how he thought JF killed her and just about what a total slime ball that JF is. He called him a gamma male, which if you look up gamma male, it does describe JF. He thinks he's an alpha male, but after reading about gammas, I have to say he's a gamma.
It's so
Okay.
sad. The whole thing is so sad. And I just listened. I love you 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Holly's gonna ask you some questions. I think I asked everything. Thank you. You rocked on this, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did get another $10 from Swampy Boy, so that pays the bills for the stream for the month. So
Thank you so much. Sorry, I
You're
got
welcome.
distracted for a second there.
Swampy Boy, guys, this content is amazing. Well done for hooking up the interview, and thank you 10 out of 10 for sharing your story. It's a ripe Kino queen.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes. No, good. No, it is amazing because honestly, I would be I would be too nervous to do it myself.
Well, and
Definitely.
at this point, like I do feel like I have an obligation to speak out because that could have been me.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't.
And
Thank
it
your
could-
mom. You better love your mom,
Yeah.
even if
Yes.
she pisses you off.
Big
If
ups to your
she
mom.
kept you stable.
Because
Yeah,
JF is going to tell the next girl that I'm crazy, just like
Oh, yeah.
He's
told
already
Elora-
started. He's
told
already
me
started
that
it.
Already
Elora-
started. Yeah.
He started
Oh,
it.
yes.
I've seen his Twitter. He's already
Okay.
started.
Yeah. Don't look at
Clearly,
it.
she's not
No.
crazy, guys.
No. And yeah, big ups to your mom. Tell your mom that the Real
Mhm.
Housewives love her for having really good instincts and taking care of you.
And yeah, and just like, not being like, oh, I'm gonna punish you by not helping you as a baby. Like, you need that. So good. It's great. If Elora had had a mother like that, things would have turned out very differently, in my opinion.
Yes. Well, that's why that young girl from Texas was saved as well, because her father stepped up
Yes,
Yeah.
and
And
cared
rescued
and
her.
fought
So-
hard.
and he fought hard to get her back. So thank God for good parents out there.
Okay, but any more comments?
Yeah, so I've got a whole bunch starred here, and they're from way back because we went on a little
Sorry.
further. So this is talking about the kids. Messerschmidt is wondering if you measured the kids' heads.
No.
Okay, that's a Morgan. That's a reference to Morgan trying to prove. No, just don't even go into that one topic, Holly. Just don't go in
We're
there.
not going to
okay?
go into it, but I wanted to share because Messerschmidt is one of our great.
He's such a brat.
He's such a brat. So thanks for sharing your story. Did you get any murderer vibes from JF? And I think we did cover that with the drive, with him stopping.
We just hadn't
Yeah.
gotten there yet.
Roseville.
Yeah,
So
there were moments, you got a feeling like sometimes when he was angry, he would have a look on his face that was pretty scary, like not quite human, maybe something you'd expect from Ted Bundy. But I would tell myself, oh well, he's intelligent and he just feels emotions more deeply, and he doesn't mean it.
right.
Oh God, women, we're so stupid at that.
Yeah, when we're in love, we tend to look past a lot of things.
Yeah, and I really was in love with him, and
Oh,
I
I hear you. Okay, next was a bunch of questions about CPS. So you did talk about how the cops stopped by when you were
yeah,
in Alberta to look at the children and they didn't do anything.
no,
The CPS cases that they have in PEI and Quebec,
yeah,
they don't really have jurisdiction in Alberta, but
No.
hopefully they're able to pass information over to Alberta.
uh-huh.
So I think if more people start to rattle the cages of the RCMP and Child Protective, maybe something can be investigated. So here's a good question here. Did you ever see JF being harassed by the police?
No.
So he wasn't like, there was like no helicopters in the sky and SWAT teams kicking doors in or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
No, and that's one thing that annoys me. Like he would make himself sound like he's this free thinker who's being politically persecuted. And that's kind of like one of the ways I justify it at first. I was like, oh, he's standing up for conservative stuff, but he's really not conservative in any way in real life. He's pretty liberal in a lot of his
Yeah.
thinking. Like he's
Right.
not even.
Oh, yeah. I get the big leftist vibes from him from when we talked to him, and then his excuses, and then him wanting to lean on the government, but yet anti-government was just weird. So
Yes.
So because there's that big story about how there was 10 cop cars chasing him out of PEI. Did that happen?
I wasn't there, so I don't know. I was in Alberta. And another thing, like he complains about single moms getting government assistance.
Yeah.
That's what he's living off of. He's
He
collecting
gets
welfare
welfare?
on the kids. Yep.
Oh, good.
JF, the Bitcoin millionaire, is getting welfare.
Oh, good for him.
That's amazing.
And then I'm going to include 10 out of 10 you in this as well. Looking gorgeous, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Did you ever report the neglect?
I wouldn't. You actually don't say anything about that. Just there's
Mhm.
a reason. If she did, I don't want to know. I don't want the stream to know. We don't want to give JF heads up. I'm
Nope.
sure she sounds intelligent. I think we should just not talk about that part.
Okay,
Sorry,
so,
Holly.
And so then one from Von D, because he's hilarious. Does JF have a room of some sort of shrine dedicated to that dude from NSYNC with the 100 pounds of dippy-doo hair gel and pirate earrings? He also had really big.
Actually, Holly, this is a good time for to show one of the pictures of JF that
Yeah.
10
So
out of 10 sent us. She sent us some great pictures of him.
yeah.
Just
So
to prove that she is who she says.
yeah. So this is proof of life. And go to this one. And so we've got this picture here.
Is that an airbed with no sheets and no pillowcases?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Good. Keeping it classy, JF. Loving it.
Keeping it classy. Bitcoin millionaire and an air mattress. Can't even afford pillowcases. They're $19 at Walmart. Come on.
Yeah.
And then there's a really nice picture.
He's got big boobies. I'm amazed.
He's got some.
That's a big boobies.
And that's a
pronounced
quite,
tum-tum.
quite
Listen,
belly
I'm a
there.
chub muffin too, but he sits there talking about, women, and he thinks he's like God's gift to them. But listen, JF, you're not looking like it.
Yeah. And I mean, we can make fun of his appearance all we want because we're on the
Because he makes fun of women. He's so rude. So he's trying to be sexy here, seducing you pose. It's weird.
in front of the connects.
It's quite big. Big.
So you look at the height of the door. Is he on his knees in front of this closet, or is he standing up on his feet?
He's standing up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. So, and did he have like a Wolverine shave going on here?
Yeah, he looks like he's a Hutterite almost.
Like he's got the little beard, no mustache, and then the chops going on. Is that the look he was going for?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like,
I
I can
guess
hear you.
so.
I can hear you throwing it up in your own mouth. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Sorry for bringing that back.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's the comment. He inserted himself into Rocky's stream and then implanted the embryos of this conversation.
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
did. It's fucking impregnating everything.
And right now he's melting down because he's like on the Wizard of Oz, the little man behind the curtain.
Yeah. And you just
He doesn't
pull the
have
curtain
much of a career left. And
No.
like he's trying to project what little image he has.
Yeah.
You know, he needs that narcissistic supply.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of these questions did get answered throughout that. So I'm just going through that. So then there's some comments here. I'm sure you'll appreciate it here. The inseminations will continue until morale improves.
Oh, gross.
He's kind of
I feel like I just feel like there's sperm all over him every time I think about him. I can't help
well,
it.
his approach to insemination, it's kind of like on Harry Potter, Voldemort leaving Horcruxes.
I have no idea what that reference is because I've never watched it.
Okay,
What
move
is
on. So I actually had this question too, because in a lot of the videos that he was on, he was always drinking Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
And then the videos of the house, there was crates and crates of Pepsi. He's talked about bulk purchasing Pepsi. Now, did you
diet Pepsi? He likes to maintain a girlish figure.
Right,
It's like a
obviously.
middle-aged woman. He's built like a middle-aged woman. I know. I'm a middle-aged woman.
Round as a shape.
Yeah. I'm fluffy as fuck. I am, but I mean, I'm not acting like I'm a 10 out of 10 supermodel.
So then Von D was talking about the gummy candies. Like that was mortifying when we talked about that. And then Rocky played that awful video. Angry. Let's see. Question for later. Did JF ever try to sell you on the idea of his book, The Revolutionary Phenotype?
He's not that into it, I don't think. Like he makes money off it, but I don't. He doesn't. I don't know how into it he really is at the end of the day.
Interesting, because it's something that he always leans back on is that he's a published author on his science that he invented that's amazing and it's going to change the world.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that to a few times when we were questioning his behavior. And he's like, oh, I've already changed. I've been streaming for 8 years and there's already stuff that's changed and it's all because of me. And then he mentions his book and I'm just like.
Oh, speaking of, you got to bring up Eric's comments after that. Excuse me. Eric's Israel.
Oh, yeah.
Thing after. Just
okay. So then I can't remember what we're talking about, but a lot of people talked about how that it hit too hard, actually heartbreaking, all kinds of comments like that. I highlighted a whole bunch of those when we were talking about the kids and the condition that they were in. Everyone in the chat were just mortified, absolutely horrified. And and this was a good question, actually. So when you were in the home, were there any pictures of Elora around, like on the walls or anything like that, so the kids could see pictures of their mom?
No. And at one point, I asked like to see pictures of the kids when they were younger. And JF like rigged something up to show them on the TV screen, you know? And he had purposely like there were no pictures of Elora in there. Like he didn't want them to see her and remember. Which the boy was young, he wouldn't remember, but
yeah.
That's so fucked.
Interesting. Okay. That's a good one. And then we were talking about how he uses the word delusional and changes the conditioning of words and the meaning of words. So changing the meaning of words is one of the examples of what cult leaders do. Thank God he's not as successful or charismatic enough to be able to start a cult.
He would love to. He would love to be a cult leader.
Oh, yeah.
He would be kind of like Charles Manson.
Oh, but just chubby and like French.
Yeah.
So weird.
Charles
so weird.
Manson was at least, he was charismatic and, was involved in the music industry. So he had some connection.
Yeah. I'm going to choose, if I have to choose between too. If it's going to be Charles Manson or JF,
Yep.
it's going to be Charles Manson.
Yeah, yeah, because Charles Manson didn't want to inseminate anybody.
Charles Manson also never killed anybody himself. He never had blood on his hands.
Okay, and this was asked a few times.
Oh,
At what point did you start noticing red flags? Like, at what point did your brain just kind of click and go, oh, shit?
I guess in ways they were there from the start, but the first time like it really was concrete was when we went to Quebec for the first time after we were denied entry through the border. We
Mhm.
decided to go to his mom's house in Quebec, and we were playing with the kids, and I suggested this game called Monkey in the Middle, where we would throw the ball over the girl because she's like, they're kind of out of it. They don't understand much. And I was like, maybe it will help her get interested and involved if she sees us throwing it back and forth.
Mhm.
And JF became very just snarky, like very cutting. He's like, you're a little sick, don't you think, to be trying to manipulate a child using peer pressure? And I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach and I just sat there and couldn't talk. And he looks at me, he's like, are you okay? What's wrong? And, at that point it was like, well, that was verbal abuse.
I don't like him. Don't like him.
And I think he felt bad about it because, and
Well,
that's why I was like,
showed
well,
he
he
felt
seems to
bad.
have remorse, and he didn't really
Mm,
say anything like that to me for a long time.
okay, and do you know about No White Guilt, the live streamer?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Can I bring something up that I did discuss with 10 out of 10 tonight? We talked about it briefly before the show because I've been thinking about this no white guilt thing because it's the one thing that doesn't make sense at all because it does make Elora seem fucking off her rocker because she does sound like it when she's saying, he's tried to kill me. Because I thought that the baby, the youngest one, I thought he was another year older than he was back then. I'm realizing now she left when she was murdered or whatever happened to her was when the baby was 10 months old. I think Elora had postpartum psychosis. She gave birth to the baby alone with JF at the house. They never took the kids to the doctors. She never got follow-up care. It was just her alone. So she was having postpartum psychosis and all of a sudden starting to think no white guilt was killing her. And she's acting, irrational and whatever. And he's not taking her to the doctor to get her fucking help.
Yeah.
She probably did say that and really did sincerely mean that. But I just feel so bad because how terrifying that would have been for her. Plus, it would not have calmed her down. Do you know what I mean? And then her allegations to him, and she was, because if you've seen someone in psychosis, it can be fucking crazy.
It's scary.
Right?
Yeah.
So she could have done anything if she was going through something like that without support or medication or a doctor. And if her mother would have checked in on her or something like that, or she had friends, but she didn't, something like that would have happened. Somebody would have helped her. This could have all been avoided.
Right. And the kids have never seen a doctor ever. They were born at home. He has never taken them to a medical doctor ever.
So what about their cavities? Because you said their teeth are rotting from
He told me he took the girl to a dentist recently because I kept at him about it. And he was like, it's
that's
just
so painful.
He was like, oh, it's no big deal. They're just minor cavities. Well,
No.
Yeah.
That's what he said the dentist said?
Yeah.
What a fucking liar. That isn't what a dentist is going to say. The dentist is going to say you got to get those things filled because they're painful.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Well, it can lead to a lot of problems later. So some comments here about you, our friend 10. 10, consider what you did a service to the community, helping uncover this little monster. 10 out of 10, you are a 10 out of 10. You escaped that dirtbag.
Thank you.
Then a question here. Do you know about Kino Casino?
I do loosely know Andy Worski's on there, and he hates Andy Worski.
Yeah, I think the feeling is mutual. Did he have a job or anything other than the obligations of the children? And
When
his
I first started talking to him, he told me that he was making like 7,000, 8,000 a month
Hmm.
doing coding, like contracting work online.
Okay.
And then later he's like, oh, I got fired. And, I don't know what he told
Oh.
me was, if it was true or not. I don't, at this point, I have to evaluate everything he's ever told me.
Okay, that makes sense. Was he, well, and there's a question, was he ever scared of the RCMP bugging his phone or tracking him?
I mean, he's paranoid in general.
So
You should tell about the Lolita thing. You should tell about the movie. That's so fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Oh,
He told me that like we would watch movies, and I was like, well, do you want to watch the lead? And he's like, no, I would not have something like that downloaded on my files because of who I am.
That's a weird way. That's a weird thing to
Yeah.
think. That's a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is. You're not talking like you were talking about the movie, Lolita, not like
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's weird.
So this was from the perspective of the audience. So when you guys were on the move and you were escaping, he was praising your handling of the situation. And he was talking about how you were being so calm and you're an incredible mother for the children because you guys were on the run from the police and the government. He also said that the authorities were testing you. 10 out of 10. Did anything like that happen?
I don't really think so, unless he's talking about like at the border when the agent said to me, are you aware of his history?
Oh.
When I was with JF, I had to kind of act calm a lot and just compartmentalize things, and
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
I'm gonna be in therapy.
I've
for a
been
while.
highlighting comments because they're so fucking funny. I'm sorry. So,
yeah, I've been kind of going down here. And then we were talking about the fish.
Yeah, but you got to highlight all those, please, because they're so funny. I want you to read them because these are so great. We have to make fun of them. We can't just talk seriously. We have to also hit them in the balls.
JF would breed fish while doing the mangina.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Fishery Epstein.
Yep.
Possibly. Let's see. His PhD was on lampreys before he atypically moved to monkeys.
Is that true?
Yeah. So he was talking about keeping
Yeah.
the fish alive, like keeping their brains alive.
Oh
for
yeah. It's so
while.
fucked up.
He had the record for keeping the fish alive for the longest.
And it was unethical. He said he crossed lines doing that.
Yeah, and he was proud of it being unethical.
Yep.
So okay, so Messerschmitt, our boy here, we were talking about being a kid and breeding fish. Messerschmitt, when he was a young man, he mixed sports and masturbation into a new sport. Thank you for that.
I believe he did.
I believe it too, actually. So,
this is Krang.
Krang. So I'm a sicko because I like to create rare fish and enjoy nutritionally dense meals. Or meats, sorry.
Yeah.
And so
I love these comments. I'm grinding through. You guys there's so many funny comments. You guys are great.
we already talked about no white guilt.
Yes, I did. That's why I brought that up again. There's
Yeah.
a few in here. Did he speak French and English or just French? Or just English around the kids?
Well, he speaks mostly in English. Like the kids mostly speak English because they watch their iPads 24/7. Like
Right.
they're iPad kids. And he in fact at night, like they stay up watching shorts on YouTube, and like he won't brush their teeth and do things like that with them, but like they would come and wake us up every 5 minutes. The boy wanted us to skip ads on his phone. And at one point I was like, listen, JF, I need sleep. He can sit through the ads at night, okay? And JF's like, I am not going to neglect my child. And I'm like, that is not
gummy bears as protein. What a fucking
gummy bears
weirdo.
on an iPad. That's parent of the year. I don't feel so bad about the fuck ups I made with my children.
No.
So yeah, JF, he would always brag about how he was a programmer and he used to stay up all night talking to friends on the dark web because he was.
So he said he did have access to the dark web.
Yeah.
And now he's neglecting the kids still because he's talking to hoes online.
Well,
trying
and
to
Grok,
replace
and
me.
Grok. I actually
Yep.
got an email today. Somebody was concerned about the amount of time he spends online with Grok.
Yeah.
Like, and they were sincere. Like, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly. This is all
So
alleged.
this is all alleged, just like we said at the beginning of the stream.
Come after me, fucker.
This
I
is
don't
all
care.
our
I got
opinion.
nothing. I've got nothing.
Okay, and then no justice. So there's a lot of talk about how there's no justice yet.
Yeah, my feelings, no, they're not.
Yeah.
I wish it could do that. That would be a wicked superhero or superpower to have.
Yeah. And so there's the comment here. They took space away from a battered woman who was likely, allegedly later murdered for a dude in a dress that was probably trying to essay other women victims.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I can't believe it. Like, sorry, if you guys want to do the woke politics, get a goddamn shelter for trans people then. They've got to pray that is not true and that can't be proven. But if anybody share this around, I don't know, even just clip that one part in Montreal, find out, maybe somebody works in a shelter, because if that is true, that is unforgivable.
And just a question, I think the answer is yes, but is 10 out of 10 in a safe place?
Yeah, he can't cross. First of all, he can't cross the border into the U.S. Secondly, I have a gun.
Oh.
Fuck yeah, she's American. I told you.
She's
Somebody
American.
asked me, they asked me what you're like. I'm like, she's nice, she's smart, she's soft, but she's American. Because she says it sometimes. She says it, so I'm like, super American.
Yeah, come at me, JF. Come on, come get me.
Well,
Yeah.
good for you.
And so where you are, do you have castle doctrine? Can you go after him?
I live in a conservative area, so
okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Good.
And there's lots of areas that have castle doctrine, so that doesn't narrow it down to anywhere. JF, you big loser.
Yeah, and I live like around a bunch of redneck men who,
Yeah.
like, when they answer the door, they have a beer in one hand, a shotgun in the other.
Perfect.
So if JF comes down here,
no, he's not going to. He's not even
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. He's
he
not
can't
even
get
going
across
to
the border. Yeah.
He abandoned the daughter that he had in Quebec because
Yeah.
the mother was freaked out by him and she wanted him to have supervised visits. He couldn't even be bothered to have supervised visits. Like, he couldn't think enough of the child to do that, put himself out that much. He's not going to do anything. All he's going to do is probably talk about how crazy we are because we're women.
Yeah.
Right. And he's probably just going to try and make you sound crazy, but I've verified everything with you. You and I've gone over this like 100 times, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And I've
just
sent
because
you,
like, she hasn't changed anything. She sent me pictures. She sent me videos. I just won't show the kids or anything like that. I do have that much respect.
There is so much I'm sitting on. I have so much mercy on JF. I've sent Holly videos that like he doesn't even know exist. Like, I have the receipts of everything I've said. Like, I can prove so much.
Well, that's good. No, and I believe you. I wouldn't have had you on. And I said that to you when you first came on, and I'm like, I'm so glad you're not like low IQ or something. Like, because what would you have done? Femikaze, I did not know that. Women have been getting raped in women's shelters by men calling themselves trans since they started letting it. It's going on for over a decade. That is fucked up, and that needs to stop. That is absolutely unacceptable.
So then, of course, the You Dirty Housewives have to bring 10 out of 10 back for appearances. She is a smart woman, keeps it together.
She does. She does. And you're allowed to show your face. You don't have to let JF ruin that.
Yeah.
You got a beautiful smile.
Oh, thank you.
Fine. And you're fine. So don't worry. Nobody's going to be like, actually, she's like a 6. Like, that's rude.
Well, who knows? Maybe I'll become a streamer and have a bigger show than JF.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be very easy.
I'm more likable than he is.
Oh, you absolutely are. And more incredible.
I do think that everybody watching, you could help Elora by not like, don't entertain JF anymore. Don't fucking send him super chats if you are. Just constantly demand him to be accountable. He needs to find Elora. He needs to do a lie detector. Yes. He needs to show up and he needs to do something. He needs to demand. I want to see him demand RCMP do something. I want to see more from him as the father of the kids to solving this, right? Mr. Innocent, even though he beat her severely on a weekly basis. Ask him those kinds of questions.
And
I think he'll block you right away. So you only get one chance. So make it good.
You get one chance, make it good. So the question, I think we've already answered this. 10 out of 10, are you okay? Do you have support? Yes, she's got her mom. I can't even imagine going through this. Oh my God.
Well, I do have family and friends who support me, which Elora did not have. So that's why her fate was a little different.
He knew that nobody was going to look for her.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course, JF is too much of a coward to show up at her house.
Yeah, he is.
And then the comment, we don't like the Frenchies down here, JF. And the follow-up, we like 10 out of 10 supermodels.
Well, I think that I don't know. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to show or say?
Well, we already went through the glamorous shots of our friend JF. We do have. Did you want to go over the letter that he sent to?
Yeah,
the child?
really quick. Yeah, because he's this, and I want, but just make sure you don't say the child's name. This is a letter JF emailed to 10 out of 10 here while she had preeclampsia. It was in the hospital trying to survive.
It was before that part. It was before the postpartum preeclampsia. It was after he realized I didn't put the name on the birth certificate.
And it's a breakup letter to his infant, just born, few days old son. Okay.
Yes.
So, all right.
So yeah, I'm going to read them on screen because it's got some details that I'm going to leave out.
Yeah.
So, dear child, your mother kidnapped you at birth, and there was nothing I could do about it. I'm writing to you in the hope that she will be honest enough to show you this letter once you are of age to understand it. Your mom is a wonderful person who turned into a monster the day you were born. Before that, she was telling me that her Christian morals meant that she was honorable and willing to submit to the will of a husband. I had made 3 things very clear to your mom when we decided to marry each other. Did you get married?
No.
Okay. 1, I was already a dad to your brother and sister, and she would have to respect my absolute parental authority over them. 2, your name would be blank. 3, blank was an undesirable position, and we would one day before the kids become adult move to Alaska. Sorry, it's really hard to read because it's ESL. Your mom was very engaged in these promises. I regularly brought these subjects back while we conceived you to make sure those were the fundamentals of our relationship. She would send me pictures of Alaska, saying we would have mooses at our windows. She put together a onesie for you as a baby, and that was marked as Gariepy. She also repeatedly confirmed that I was the ultimate decision maker in your brother and sister's life. She took much money and support from me while making those promises and representations. The day you were born, everything changed. She named you with a different last name, which I believe comes from her psychopath father. So
fucking asshole. He's just so bad. It just gets worse every second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was very sincere about moving to Alaska. I've wanted to since I was young. Because I was a big supporter of Sarah Palin back in the day, and I had a shirt that said, if she can shoot a moose, she can kick some ass.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I believe you were sincere in your relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's always all your fault.
Yeah, congratulations on the psychopath father, because the father's position is to protect his daughter until he's handed her over in marriage, as I stated during our live stream, which he can't accept. She did it in hiding while lying to me about it. She then admitted that she had lied and admitted that she had reneged on a past commitment unilaterally. She also started developing delusions about your brother and sister, blank and blank. They were blank and blank years old at the time. She became paranoid that they would be violent, underdeveloped, and dangerous for you. None of it was based on factual observations, just pure delusions. Finally, your mom suddenly abandoned the idea of living in Alaska when 2 weeks before your birth, she was still sharing info to me about Alaska and pictures. Suddenly, the day you were born, it was like those discussions had never happened. I tried extending, an olive branch, which, if it went severely against my personal values. Oh, even if it went. Okay. God, I can't read his writing. I offered that I would bring your brother and sister to a competent, licensed pediatrician, but I asked
Imagine having to be your negotiating.
like,
tactic.
fine,
What
I'll
the
take you to
fuck,
doctor.
JF?
And that she would stop questioning the health and safety of blank and blank. She started finding excuses for why she would not accept even the opinion of a licensed pediatrician or psychiatrist. Quote, "You're trying to set up a trap where they will reach the conclusion you want them to reach, etc." End quote. There I understood that your mom's demands weren't based in rational concerns. She would simply continue accusing your brother and sister, even in the face of an objective medical expert. She was just inventing reasons for our family to be impossible, after promising for 2 years that it was impossible. The fact that your mother planned and executed all of this bait and switch over 2 years leading up to your birth, because she suffers from a psychopathy like her father. Women try to set up situations like this so they can escape accountability, where they can internally justify that they are not the ones at fault because they haven't technically declared the separation, but any fair reading of the situation shows that they have violated so many of the priors on which the relationship was established that they have effectively voided the marriage. This is why Christianity is not enough. Too easy to fake, and sooner or later the church becomes filled with psychopaths claiming in the name of Jesus, but living in the standards only for the purpose of deception, fraud, and entrapment. Another reason women do these betrayals is to test authority and to extort emotionally. After betraying me on all of her promises, your mom started complaining that I wasn't listening to her suffering enough. But how can one continue the delivery of emotional care while being so obviously backstabbed? At some point, it is the responsibility of a man to delineate the limits of appropriate behavior, and I cannot let deception and fraud be the basis of my family life. I also cannot go into the US with an immigration sponsor who has demonstrated that she is willing to use fraud, deception, and betrayal whenever she had the first chance to do so. Under her care, she would have put me on the street with 2 children on a whim, and I would have nowhere to go, and I would have had to sell my house to do the move. My house.
So, but it's actually Laura's too. Check the title.
Yep. Your mom knew all that and decided to use your birth as a negotiating token in trying to cancel her promises with me. I will always be available for being your dad, but it is very like your mom will actively attempt to make it impossible. I believe that fatherhood does not happen over the phone or in pictures, but eye to eye between families or between fathers and children who spend life together, not a weekend or a summer. Thus, I'm extending the invitation to her for a stable, fair parenting schedule where you will spend 50% of the years with me. I will not accept anything below that because I believe a father should have at least equal influence on the raising of a child. Again, most likely your mom will refuse this, and whatever reason she can for why she can't do it. Do not believe her. She is a lying.
You're such a liar, 10 out of 10.
We are thus left, it's actually therefore left, with all the likelihood that you will have to be a young 18-year-old make the decision to come and live with me. If you decide so, please note that you are a Canadian citizen by birth, so it should be no problem for you to pass the border.
How is that? You had the baby in the US, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're what?
JF must have been drinking when he was writing this.
Yeah. And
Well,
I don't know. So
like-
last paragraph. I hope we get to recover all of the time that was stolen from us. No doubt being raised by a single mom will have caused enormous damage to your life, but I think you have half my genes and you'll be strong enough to survive it and do the right thing for yourself. Your mom will try to subscribe you to college and stuff in order to keep you around her. Just ignore her and come to see me. I'll have the wisdom for you that neither college nor a single mom can provide.
He's fucking insane.
Yeah.
He's fucking insane. Kate, 10 out of 10. One more thing I forgot. You got to tell.
Okay.
Okay. So she was, before the whole birth certificate stuff happened, the baby is new. She said she had to go burp the baby because she just fed it. And please tell the world what advice JF gave you for your baby, your infant days old baby.
He said, well, if you feed it less, you won't have to burp it.
And he was serious. And then you said, I'm not going to do that. And what did he say? What did he say that?
He said that, like, it's at one point, he said that, like, it's good for kids to learn to go without food for periods of time because it's for survival.
Infant.
I don't think he said it at that time, but it was previous to that, and it freaked me out.
Your baby's still a month old, right? A month old?
Yeah.
At 0 point in that 1 month time span, was that ever an appropriate thing to say to you? Ever?
No.
Like,
no.
We're not going to teach our baby survival skills, okay? We're just not doing that.
And like when JF would say this stuff, I felt sorry for him. Like when I read that letter, I felt sorry for him. I was like, I still hope he gets help and takes responsibility, you know. And if he, you know, turns himself in, that would give me a little respect for him.
Oh, yeah, he won't. He'll never admit it.
No,
He's never
of
going
course
to admit
not.
it. He's lied too much and it's too deep. And I mean, whatever, JF, I get it. But the fact is, Jeff, you're not fooling anyone. We all know you're watching too.
Well, JF said about the welfare he draws on the kids that the Canadian government is paying him to make babies.
But this is the same guy who hates immigration and all that, right? Like,
and I was
he doesn't
like,
make any sense.
You know, it like as a conservative, I'm like, I don't think that's the kind of family value I can get behind.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just insemination and welfare collection.
Yeah, no. Okay.
It's sad.
It is sad, but I have no pity for him. Because I actually just don't have any. I just have pity for Elora, but I wasn't attached to JF at all, and I understand you were, but yeah, no, JF, get the fuck off your ass. And what is your mother doing? You know, I know she's watching too. Get a grip, lady. Get your son to be accountable for the first time in his life. Has JF's mom reached out to you to find out about her grandson?
His mother?
Yeah.
We were in touch during my pregnancy, and immediately after birth, you know, I planned on sending her pictures, keeping her updated, but after JF went crazy about the birth certificate, I had to just like I didn't send her pictures anymore, and I think she probably she's been through this twice before, so you know,
yeah,
I haven't talked to her since.
Okay, well, that's shocking because I like if you were my son's baby's mother, I'm not dropping it. I'm not. But dropping
his mom was.
I want to see it. I want to see the baby. I don't care if my son's an idiot. I'll figure that out. But
I will say, she was very nice to me when we were in Quebec, and you know, helpful.
That's good.
So I don't want to put her down.
But she should. I feel like she should be following up and making him be accountable. She knows there's something going on with him.
So Von D says, I still have a crush on Sarah Palin, the same one from a few years ago. Cougar crush.
Yeah, I like this one here. How does a guy with a PhD in a published book end up on welfare?
Well, bad decisions.
Just being lazy. The thing is, he's not.
Yeah.
He could choose not to be a sexual predator.
Yeah.
And you know, he couldn't do that. That's why just like he could do a lot of things.
And while I was with him, in love with him, he would do and say things, and I would be like, he is a predator. Like the girl from Texas, the autistic girl, you know, that he lured to North Carolina. He told me, like, he was smiling and laughing about how he got her to come. He's like, oh yeah, on her way out there, she was calling me and like, I don't know if I can make this drive and all this way, you know. And he's like, I got her to come because I said to her, I'm not going to be your boyfriend anymore if you don't.
Right.
Oh.
And I was like, that's predatory. In my head, I was like, that is
totally
predatory.
But everything he does is predatory.
Yeah.
Oily Film asked if you were in a relationship. No, Oily Film, she literally just said gave birth and broke up with JF within the last month. So,
and
like
number two, none of your business. Unless
no. This is where I get confused. So when I heard that he was on welfare, part of me is wondering if it's only child tax and the benefits that you get from the feds. Because if he's on provincial welfare, he could still own the house. Actually, I do have good information. It's not worth very much, so he could still own the house. Like it's not. It wouldn't be considered worth too much. But do you know if it's federal or if it's provincial? Do you know if it's both?
I don't know. I want to say that it's maybe federal because it never changed when he was changing provinces.
Oh,
okay. So it must be child tax that he's
yeah,
talking
the child
about.
tax credit and the GST.
He would go in Alberta. And the thing is if his kids, this is what doesn't make sense to me. If he's getting free money from the government, JF, go get your kids assessed, because in Canada we give a ton of money if you have disabled kids. You do. Period. End of story. They just do. They have the disability tax credit. They have a whole bunch of stuff. So, like, it would make sense. I don't understand his aversion to taking them to the doctor. Like, wouldn't you want your kids to be the best they can be?
Dental care is covered too if you're on any sort of assistance. Or
that's what I was telling her. I was like, there's no excuse for not doing that.
Yeah, in our socialist system, which JF hates so much, in modern society, he could get his kids taken care of.
Measure Schmidt. Smart. He pointed that out.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he put it under Elora's name.
He could go on provincial welfare for sure. Especially with her being a title holder. Wow.
Oh, and Austin here has a bunch of nice comments. Thank you, Rocky. I really appreciate all that you've done.
Thank you. It wasn't me alone, but thank you.
You too, older lady or other lady. You're very cute. Lol. I am drunk. Forgive me. I forgive you. And 10 out of 10 is a 10 out of 10.
Well, JF did have some Bitcoin. He's not got like $0 in the bank.
No, he had some.
Oh, and we've got I called the RCMP in Brantford.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Dude,
I
didn't need to.
Nobody cares. So I think the more noise we have to make, the better. Any of our watchers who are in Alberta, because he's in Alberta, the more pressure we put on the Alberta RCMP, maybe we'll be able to.
And you guys, you can email, listen, the RCMP are federally funded.
Yeah.
Email your MPs. I don't know what else to do at this point. Just keep screaming about it. Because if just remember, Elora's family's not going to be her voice. So come on, we can do that. We can do that much. If she was an ostrich, can you imagine the support we could get?
Oh, if she was an ostrich, man, we could have people singing "Glory, Glory, Hallelujah."
I did not need to do that again. I'm stop touching it.
While an old lady in the background is getting assaulted and gasoline poured on her, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was from our previous stream.
Yeah, it is. But it's true. It's true. We do have some power. I feel like there's enough people watching. Do something. Let's just do it.
Oh. Yeah, we're working together now. So protect your son at all costs from him. I'd even change the baby's name. I don't think that's necessary, really.
No.
JF's going to be...
He can't even go across the border. And his name's not even on... he could do a paternity test, but what is that going to do? That's going to make it so he has to pay child support.
Yeah, and, sadly, I thought that he cared a lot about me and all, but the minute I didn't give him what he wanted, he just discarded me and moved on.
Yeah, and showed you proof of it.
He's not cruel. Thinking about our son, just like he's not thinking about the other kids he's left behind.
Or the ones he's got.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. And there's a lot of talk about how JF used to take psych meds. He was in counseling before. He's been psychoanalyzed. I
didn't know about the psych meds. I didn't know what
we've read the files. Electric shock treatments can do wonders. So a little helpful advice from KJV there. And the Bitcoin millionaire needs welfare because he's not a Bitcoin millionaire
No,
anymore.
it's because 10 out of 10 stole it all. Jeez.
10 out of 10 stole it. She did a full day in a spa at the Fairmont.
No, I think it's the whole thing. It doesn't even matter. Honestly, if he didn't send you $500,000, it doesn't fucking matter at all. It's not even worth him talking about because your child is going to cost a lot more than that by the time you're done raising him. crypto tanked. Oh yeah, it did recently, didn't it? You're right. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I feel like the stream has gone on. Like I feel like we've pretty much covered it all.
We're at the 2 hours now. So normally we only go about 2 hours because we don't want to take up too much of our viewers' times, but we would love to have you back.
Well, I would love to come back.
Hold on a second. Hold on a sec. She took that money. She really, really did. She did take some money. She's never denied it. He sent her money. She bought baby stuff. Good for her.
And he asked for it back. I mean,
yeah, you don't. That's the thing, JF. You don't use that. You can't like woo somebody with something and trying to like, you know what I mean, romanticize them. It's like taking flowers back later. You fucking weirdo. You can't do it.
Tacky. It's very tacky and poor taste.
Well, shit, weird. It's almost as if like that.
Have this advice here.
Okay. Sorry.
She's not a gold digger if she just wants you to pay for dinner. Gold diggers go after G-Wagons and Birkins, not a plate of pasta and a glass of wine. And I know this because I'm a gold digger. That's why I have things like, I don't know, land? The girl hopping into your Honda Civic to go to the Cheesecake Factory is not a gold digger. She is simply doing charity. If you don't have any gold, stop accusing women of digging for it. That's like saying women only like you because you look like Justin Bieber, but you're bald, babe. And to my ladies, if they're going to call you a gold digger anyway, might as well do it right. Life's a bitch, babe. Marry rich. Go find rich husband, baby.
Yes, I feel like she did make that for him when she said you look like Justin Bieber, but you're bald, babe. Yeah, exactly. So fuck you. No, I love everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody for watching. Do share it, clip the shit out of it if you want. I don't know. JF, you're fucked,
dude.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you, Rocky, for talking to me and being so caring. You helped me so much, and you're a really amazing person.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. No problem. I love talking to you. Seriously,
I love talking to you.
We're now good friends, so it's
yes,
good. And your mom, we're not good friends yet, but your mom and I are going to be good friends. I can feel it.
Well, I love Alberta, so I'd love to come up there and see you guys.
Well, wait. We're going to wait till somebody's in jail, but
yeah,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Or maybe we could team up, like in the Dixie Chicks music video for "Goodbye Earl."
That's premeditation on the line. Okay, yes.
Yeah, just kidding. Just kidding. But JF does remind me of Earl from.
Oh, he does Earl. Physically. Yes, he does.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you again. 10 out of 10. Thank you, Holly, again. I know you rushed off work to get bossed around by me.
Oh my God, I had to be here for this.
It was exciting. It was a very exciting show.
Yeah, it was so nice to finally get to talk to you. 10 out of 10 because
nice to meet you.
I've heard so much about you and I haven't been able to jump on any of the calls or anything because I work.
Yeah. And everybody say a little prayer for Elora. She doesn't deserve what happened to her. And try to be her voice if you can. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Holly, I'm going to let you do the rest.
Are we going to close out with a little Johnny?
Yeah, let's do it. Like this is, I need a break.
We need a Johnny break. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Do we want tight shorts or linen pants?
Tight shorts. It's the original.
Okay.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
Always makes me feel better.
Makes me feel better. It's a good moment. All right, everybody. Good night. We'll be back next Tuesday.
Okay.